chunk of the day. And I've played in worse delays before as a college football player and as a pro. The key is to get this game in there. And no matter what, I'm sure all the coaches want it in, because when are you going to make it up? You're not going to have any opportunity to make this game up.
Yeah.
And it's too important for both teams moving forward.
And luckily, it was an early enough kick to where now it's going to throw our, we'll see how the television works here on CBS Sports Network, because we got big ones coming up with a ranked team in UCF taking on East Carolina. Then 10:30 Eastern, we got a Boise State and San Diego State. So a lot coming up. But obviously, with the early enough kick, they've got plenty of time to just wait this thing out. We'll see how they're able to react. South Carolina and Tennessee, and much of the conversation has been about Butch Jones the last couple of weeks, trying to circle the wagons and get things back on track. This game in Knoxville, see how the fans would respond. Got a new quarterback in there. Quentin Dorman, he struggled. They pulled him. This is Jared Garantano making the start this week. 6-yard gain. They would get a field goal on the drive. 9-3 Vols. A.J. Turner for South Carolina, 20-yard touchdown, failed 2 points, so the game tied at 9. Mon Denson able to convert an 8-yard run in the fourth quarter on 3rd and 1. They would get a field goal, 12-9 Gamecocks. Garantano now rolls right, 1 second left in the game, can't get it done. Gamecocks win a field goal.
Up there, the Bear River Mountain Range outside Maverick Stadium in Logan, Utah. It's a rivalry rifle right behind the title card. Wyoming and Utah State. It is Bridger's rifle. They call it Bridger's battle. And Wyoming got the win last season. They will try to avenge that loss on the road at Logan this season. This is A.J. Hawk. He's a Super Bowl champion. He's joining us here on Facebook. Shea Pepler down on the sideline. These two teams very similar. Both halfway to bowl eligibility. Both teams with a win over an FCS team, an FBS team, and a Mountain West team. Similarities don't end there, though, AJ.
They do not. And both these defenses, if you look, they're very opportunistic. They take the ball away from everybody it seems they play. And when you really look at them on paper, both these teams, I think their best football is out in front of them. They've kind of had an up-and-down season so far, and they're trying to get back on track today.
Turnover margin's great for both of these teams. A bunch of non-offensive touchdowns because, quite frankly, the offenses haven't scored a lot this season. Utah State averaging over 30 points, but they've really been up and down. And on the Wyoming side, you had a quarterback going into the season in Josh Allen, who some were saying was going to be the #1 pick in the NFL draft. He hasn't lived up to expectations yet this season, but he is coming off his best game of the season.
He really is. He played much better last game for them, but that's the thing, managing expectations. The sky's the limit for Josh Allen. There's all this talk about him being the #1 overall pick. He had multiple guys that touch the ball graduate and move on to the NFL from last season. So it's going to take some time to build that rapport with all of the players around him. And like we said before, he's hoping last week was just a sign of things to come.
And he got off to a slow start last season, quite frankly. The numbers are very similar. And in fact, the record is the exact same. The Wyoming Cowboys were 3-2 rather at this time last season through 5 weeks. Went on to win the Mountain Division and host the Mountain West Championship game. The quarterback on the other side of things does it all for Utah State. He's not just a passer. He leads the team in rushing. His name is Kent Myers.
Yeah, he really does. This offense runs through Kent Myers. He can beat you with his feet and his arm. Last week was admittedly not one of his best games of the year, and you saw the team struggled because of that. So he's such a dynamic player. Not only, a lot of times when a guy runs as well as Myers, they cannot throw and have the accuracy that he does, but he's a veteran guy. He's been in this system for a while, has a lot of starts under his belt, and just really, if they can keep him upright, he should have a good game today.
Wants a bounce-back game after a tough outing against Colorado State last week right here in Logan. Just 7 passing yards in the first half, and the game got away from them in a hurry.
Very well. You'll watch if they get an interception, all 10 guys on that defense they are turning, they are looking for a block. And it's pretty rare that both defenses in a game are that opportunistic and can really change the game in one play. And we will see who is the first to strike today.
That guy right there, Jalen Davis, had 3 picks and 2 touchdowns in one game just a couple of weeks ago against BYU. And on the other side of things, right there at the top, you see Tyler Hall. He had a kickoff return for a touchdown last game and won the game before. First in Wyoming history to do it in back-to-back weeks. First in Wyoming history to do it 2 times in one season. This is a kid that leads the nation in kickoff returns. You can see why.
Both these teams are full of explosive plays that will change the course of the game and the momentum. Tyler Hall here, he obviously has the speed to run away from everybody, but he has the fearlessness to stick it up in there, break multiple tackles, get outside the pocket, and then all of a sudden he is gone. Nobody will catch him. So let's see what Utah State does. They might want to either try to float some balls down there and pin him in, or try to possibly, if you get the wind behind you, let's just kick it through the end zone.
Couple minutes until we kick this baby off. Before we do, we send it down to Shea Pepler on the sideline.
Hey guys, yeah, I've got some injury updates for you. Let's start on the Wyoming side. First of all, this offensive line gets a boost because Ryan Cummings comes back. He'll play right guard. He's the lone senior on this offensive line. Staying on that side of the ball, Austin Fort, the tight end for Wyoming, comes back today as well. He injured his knee late in the summer before the very first game of the season. Coach Bull telling me that he's not going to start, but he's going to have a predominant role in the offense today. And then defensively, Kevin Prosser returns. He's a defensive back for Wyoming. So a big boost to this Cowboys team today. As I mentioned, they have been plagued by injuries. As for Utah State, no injuries to report. Matt Wells saying that everybody is good to go. Back up to you guys.
Good to go as well. Shea Pepler, thank you very much. With AJ Hawk, I'm Chris Hassel. If you're just joining us, if you're new to this Facebook experience, there's no commercials. We stick with you all the way, and keep the comments coming. We'll keep our eye on those as well and interact with you, the fan, from wherever you may be. Some of you might be in the stands watching this game tonight. Be careful. They're playing for a gun. We've been assured the gun has been disarmed, but it's Bridger's rifle. That's what they've been playing for since 2013. That's when they announced this as the rivalry game and the rivalry trophy between these two schools that have been playing for a long time. But Utah State didn't renew that rivalry on a yearly basis with Wyoming until coming into the Mountain West in 2013. And this is a guy, I mean, Bridger, that many people around these parts know. He was a guy that carried around a rifle and made a lot of money back in the 1800s. And this is a game last season that was all Wyoming. Josh Allen had 5 touchdowns in a 52-28 victory. And it was the first victory for Wyoming under Craig Bull in this rivalry. Utah State has won the toss. Utah State will receive. And there they are, the student section. They call them the Herd. And they will be heard all game long at Maverick Stadium in Utah.
Those fans down the front row, Chris, got here about 2 hours ago. Came sprinting into the stadium, wanting to get front row seats. So let's see how they react. I'm looking forward to it.
Strolling in, didn't they? With those front row seats. Back deep to receive Lawan Hunt and Savon Scarver. And it's going to be Scarver from the 10-yard line on a short kick, coming near side, gets the sideline. He's out past the 30-yard line, and it's a good return for Utah State. That's the fastest man on the field for Utah State. Scarver, a 22-yard return. And a look at the Utah State offense that, quite frankly, would like to forget about the first half last week. If not for a really bad start to that game against Colorado State, they would have been right in it toward the end, but fell behind early, 24-0 in the second quarter, and lost 27-14. Going to see some tempo from Utah State. And a pass to start the game over the middle, incomplete. That one was intended for Ronquavian Tarver, who got his hands on it, but falls to the ground incomplete. Rico Gafford, who has 3 interceptions this season, including a pick 6 last time out on the coverage. And quickly, I mentioned that tempo, AJ. Here they come, and it's a keeper from Myers. He has a first down. Looks like he had an option there, AJ. Was looking at maybe throwing it out to the flat.
He did. It's almost like a running bubble screen here. If you watch him, he pulls it. He's going to throw it behind the line of scrimmage, but it's not there, so he pulls up and runs for the first down.
Myers, the senior, out of Texas. Been starting for the majority of his career here at Utah State. Shifts the formation, 3 wide receivers now to the near side of the screen. And it's another play action pass. He's looking long, and it is too long. Intended for Jordan Nathan.
Andrew Wingard, the safety over top. Another guy that is always on the lookout, an absolute ball hawk. He was in position perfectly. You watch him playing middle of the field safety here. He reads the quarterback's eyes all the way. If that ball was underthrown by any bit, he was going to pick it.
2nd down and 10 after they go for broke on first down. Wingard, the preseason defensive player of the year in the Mountain West. He's lived up to the hype so far this season. First handoff of the game
And not much doing. That's kind of been the story for both of these teams this season. Neither one has been able to get much going on the ground at the running back position. LaJuan Hunt got the carry, and we might see a true freshman in the backfield for Utah State at some point in this game. Trey Miller, rumors that he might burn his red shirt and get out there and play for a team that's struggling to run the ball outside of the quarterback.
He's a bigger back. They want to get a big physical guy in there to kind of switch things up with their other guys being a bit on the smaller side.
Numbers not good on third down for Utah State. Just under 37%. But they'll convert. No, they won't. Dax Raymond was open. It was a little bit behind him. Got both hands on it, but could not haul it in.
Dax Raymond is a very explosive tight end. Adds a whole new wrinkle to a defense. These Wyoming coaches were worried about Dax Raymond. He's one of those tight ends that they use him almost like a receiver. They'll throw bubble screens to him. Obviously, we just saw him there down the seam. Very versatile player.
Now a chance to see that Wyoming return game. Hall does not return punts. It's Austin Conway who calls for the fair catch at about the 19-yard line. Craig Bowles said that special teams would be very important in this game. If they decide to keep it away from Hall on kickoffs, he wants his man Austin Conway to be able to make an explosive play returning punts. There's Josh Allen coming off his best game of the season. He went into that game with just 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. In the game last week, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. And a more pro-style offense, a plodding offense for Wyoming. We won't see a lot of tempo out of the Cowboys. It's play action, and Allen sheds a tackler, throws it late, and it's intercepted. Dallin Levitt picks it off at the 33-yard line. Ill-advised.
We've seen this early in the season from Josh Allen, just as you say, ill-advised, outside the pocket, no one really there. Looks like he's trying to throw the ball away, but just does not get enough on it to put it out of bounds.
Well, the Utah State coaches were talking about how Allen throws late and sometimes over the middle, and he's usually able to get away with it because his arm is so good. That wasn't over the middle, but it was late. And it's the 17th forced turnover of the season for Utah State, 3rd in the nation. In great field position now for the Aggies on offense. It's a keeper for Myers, and he gets chased down from the backside. Carl Granderson from his defensive end position on the near side just had a free run at the quarterback, and he's fast.
It really is. This tempo that Utah State is using, it's fun to see how the Wyoming defense will react.
The running back is El Toro Allen, but it's going to be a keeper. Myers trying to use the stiff arm, but Wingard was having none of it. Andrew Wingard, 6-foot junior. They have 2 of the best defensive players in the conference in Wingard, the strong safety, and Logan Wilson, the Mike linebacker.
Wingard did a great job there knocking the stiff arm down from Kent Myers to make that tackle.
This would be a big, big stop for this Wyoming defense if they can keep it right here. Dominic Eberle, the kicker, has a long of 52. So they could, with not much wind today, attempt a field goal of 50 yards if they don't get anything here. Flags fly, and there was a lot of confusion before that snap. It's a timeout. Matt Wells saw Dax Raymond in the slot there throwing his hands up. He didn't know what was going on, and that was probably a smart timeout from Matt Wells in his 5th season here at Utah State. Again, no commercials. That's for the other folks. You get to keep it right here, and we get to send it down to Shea Pepper.
That's right. So everyone's watching on Facebook, guys, and people are sending in where they're watching from. Unbelievable. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing this name wrong. Pintendi is watching from Budapest, Hungary, which is unbelievable. Burns is sitting on the beach in Venice watching the game. Justin Jensen's watching in Arizona, said it's fun to watch his Aggies on the internet. And then David is watching live from Costa Rica. So it's unbelievable what is going on right now. Everyone is tuning in from all over the world. If you're watching from somewhere special, make sure you leave it in the comments so that we can give you a shout out and make sure you interact with us throughout the entirety of this game. Ask questions, tell us what you like, what you don't like. And look at this, even more fun stuff. All right, guys, back to you.
Fans sending in videos. This is just a great experience. We can bring you on the field. We can bring you into the seats. We can bring you anywhere we want to be, really.
How about David from Costa Rica? That guy has it figured out.
Well, somebody's on the beach there. We can't complain, though. This is a great setup here. 50 degrees. The sun is out.
This is beautiful. These players have to be eating this up.
It's overused, but it is football weather.
We saw the tempo there with Utah State. Sometimes that can happen. A lot of confusion. 2 or 3 guys didn't really know where they were lined up, and you have to burn a timeout because you're trying to have such an ultra-fast tempo. You can mess yourself up at times. That's one of the downfalls.
Chris Smith is watching from Ann Arbor, Michigan, by the way.
Have fun, Chris.
3rd down and 10. Big play here for both of these teams after the interception that Josh Allen threw on his very first pass. Utah State has been stopped on 1st and 2nd down. Myers to throw on 3rd. That's Lawan Hunt. He's able to squeak his way inside the 30. It'll be short of the 1st down, though, and they'll be faced with a decision. It looks like they're running the field goal unit out.
Watch here, Lawan Hunt just kind of sneaks out. Not a design screen or anything, just chipped and got out of the backfield. He was a check down 3rd or 4th option. Give it to him. Don't take a negative yardage play. Try to stay in field goal range here.
Get a few extra yards for the kicker. And that kicker is Dominic Eberle, one of the best in the country to this point. Just 1 miss, and it was blocked. He was 10 of 11 coming in. And now he's 11 of 12 from 45 yards out. Dominic Eberle puts Utah State on the board. So they don't do much offensively after the pick, but the defense, even though AJ, they didn't run that back into the end zone for points, the defense does get them 3.
Yeah, they set them up for those 3, and that's really, it's pretty much a win for the Wyoming defense here as well, though. Holding them to 3 when they already started in on your side of the field. Really an impressive job by Wyoming, but that's what we talked about. Who was going to strike first with the turnover game, and it's been Utah State.
3 push-ups. I'm sure they'll be doing quite a bit more. And now it's an opportunity to see Tyler Hall. And we'll see what Utah State elects to do with the most dangerous kickoff return man in the country. Back deep to receive, averaging 44 yards per return and a couple of touchdowns in back-to-back weeks. They will kick it deep. If you can kick it deep enough, if he doesn't get a chance, and they do. Nicely done, over the head. And out to the 25-yard line for Josh Allen's 2nd possession of the game. That was his 4th interception of the season.
That's the one thing that's kind of killed this Wyoming offense throughout the year. Josh Allen does have that amazing arm and the ability to kind of slide in the pocket, but then the decision making at times is very questionable. Right there, we saw it first pass of the game, intercepted in your own zone.
So I'm looking at the wristband there. They do script out the first 10 plays. This is play number 2, and it's going to go to Trey Woods. Not much doing. Woods began this season in fall camp as a linebacker, as a freshman out of North Bend, Oregon. They decided to move him from linebacker to running back the week of the first game, which was at Iowa. And then he won the starting job with a great performance against Hawaii. 15 carries, 135 yards in that overtime win against Hawaii in the only conference game of the season so far for Wyoming, and they have to burn a timeout on offense.
They do. They couldn't really figure their personnel out.
Now, how does that happen, AJ, when the plays are scripted like that?
That's a good question. I think the coaches are asking the players the same thing. So when they say scripted, you have 10 plays that you can't really run them exactly to a T. So when people run the scripted plays, it also depends on what part of the field you're in. If you're in a third down, you're not going to just stay with the exact same 10 plays. They have an idea of what the first 10 will be.
Greg Bowl, the reigning Mountain West Coach of the Year. Shay?
Hey guys, well, we talked to Coach Matt Wells about Josh Allen, and he just said, frankly, he's good, but we've got to go out and do exactly what we've always done, but with a greater emphasis on our defensive backs and staying in coverage. He said we really can't break out of that. And then Coach said his team really needed to prepare for him on video because he doesn't have a 6'5", 240-pound quarterback on the scout team. If you remember, guys, we started laughing when he said that, but he said, I'm not kidding around. There's some prep we can do, but you just can't simulate what he gives you.
And he said it's the best quarterback that he's seen at Utah State since they were in the Mountain West Championship game against Fresno State some 4 or 5 years ago against Derek Carr. That's high praise. 2nd down and 7. Allen, the handoff to Trey Woods once more. Wyoming, one of the worst rushing teams in the country, averaging right about 100 yards a game. And Craig Bowl and Brent Vigen, the offensive coordinator, said they really need to get it up there 150 plus in this game.
Yeah, it really opens up the game for Josh Allen. Takes some pressure off of him. Let those linebackers bite up on some of the play action. You can really open up the middle of the field.
3rd down and 7. 2nd drive of the game for Wyoming. The first one ended in an interception. Allen flushed out of the pocket. He can run. He tries and gets hit hard. A big hit right at the Utah State sideline. Josh Allen's a big boy, but that's the kid who picked him off, Dallin Levitt, delivering the blow, AJ.
Levitt up here. Great shot, too. No targeting penalties. We see those flags thrown every day. Watch this. Josh Allen and Levitt was absolutely flying from 20 yards away and gets the hit on his own sideline. Has to feel good.
Allen 6'5", 210. Levitt 5'10", 205. And now they'll be punting it away. Jordan Nathan to return as Tim Zaleski kicks it away. Whistles, though, before the snap. There is a flag down.
Prior to the snap, delay of game, 27 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
That's Eddie Shelton, our Mountain West crew. This start couldn't be much worse for the Wyoming offense at this point.
No. If you're Josh Allen, you threw an interception, then you just took a big shot on the opposing team's sideline on 3rd down. His teammates see that, though. They respect a quarterback that's not scared to take a shot. They also want him to step out of bounds, so they have their starting quarterback for the rest of the season.
Spiraling punt. A late fair catch call for at the 32-yard line. It's a punt of 36 yards, and the Utah State offense is right back out on the field. The problem for Wyoming this season has been not maintaining drives, and with the defense scoring touchdowns and the special teams as well, that means that the defense is out there a lot, and the time of possession has been a major issue. And Coach Bowles says always that the best defense is a defense that's sitting on the bench, and they haven't had a chance to do that very often at all this season. Shay?
Hey, Chris, let's bring back in our social media correspondent, Paige, who's been checking up on Facebook and been weaving in and out of this crowd down here on the field. What are you seeing?
Homecoming is huge this year for us. It's so exciting to see. It's so exciting that we have this incredible crowd up here. There's only a little bit of yellow, which normally Wyoming fills up a lot of the stands wherever they travel to. So we're excited to see that. It's not only big and full, but it's so loud. As usually, but it's so great to be down here. It's also big on Facebook too. We have people watching from Israel, Saudi Arabia, all over cheering for the Aggies. We love it. We're excited to hear that so many people are stoked about the plays that have already happened, and I just wanted to mention that interception we got. When there's interceptions, Aggies win, and when they're on Facebook, Aggies win. So it's looking good for us.
All right, Cowboys, maybe you need to respond to that. She's saying when there's an interception, the Aggies win. Josh Allen throwing an interception in the first play of the game. So, Cowboys, we want to hear from you on Facebook. Make sure you chime in. Let us know what you think the final score prediction is going to be, how you think they can pull this one out on homecoming here at Utah State. Back up to you guys.
A young fan, dressed for the elements, got the winter hat on, a little polar bear. There you go. She's wearing a yellow coat. I don't think she's cheering for Wyoming, though. Come on, parents. Let's get the right colors on that kid. 1st and 10 for Utah State. 32-yard line. They've had good field position every time they've touched the ball. 32, 33-yard line, and then after the interception, they had it at Wyoming's 33-yard line. Myers on a quick drop out into the flat. That's El Toro Allen. Beg your pardon, that's the true freshman. That's Trey Miller. I thought we might see him, and that's his first play of his career. 8-yard pass completion out of the backfield.
It's a good play to kind of get him going in the offense. Simple out route into the flat. Easy throw, easy catch. You feel comfortable. It's already 2nd and 2.
They did not want to burn his red shirt this season, but because of the lack of running game from the running backs, the lack of production out of there, they decide to do so. And there's a big hit. No gain on the play. That's Cash Malawia. And that'll set up a 3rd down and 1. Gotta like that from a linebacker, AJ.
That's right. Zone coverage here. You just sit in your zone, keep your eyes on the quarterback, and you get big shots like that. That happens more often than not.
Looks like Utah State will have the 1st down, but there's a flag down, and the ball is out. We'll sort this out. Looks like Wingard has the football.
Ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense. Wyoming ball, 1st down.
And we might get rid of that flag because I believe the official on the far side was reaching for the beanbag and he accidentally threw the flag. But that's a fumble by the true freshman Trey Miller.
Let's see, young Trey Miller here. Malawia puts his head directly on the ball. That's how they draw it up in the clinic tapes when you watch as a little kid. You tackle the ball and wrap your arms, bam, ball pops out. Game changer, momentum. Give the ball back to Josh Allen. Hopefully get him going on the right track if you're a Wyoming fan.
And that is why a lot of head coaches are leery about playing true freshmen.
It's the risk reward, Chris. Sometimes they can make those splash plays for you, but they just don't have the experience in the game action to handle certain situations. And that was a tough lesson to learn for young Trey Miller.
And now great field position for Wyoming as both teams trade turnovers. Allen has time, sets up, throws to the end zone, and it's incomplete. Intended for James Price.
Man, Josh Allen here, almost off his back foot, just showing off his arm strength pretty much. If you watch this, doesn't even really step into it and just makes it's overthrown, not a great ball. It's almost like he wanted to show us how far he could throw it. He had Trey Woods, his running back, drifting in the flats, completely wide open, but his eyes were already downfield. Decision made.
Under center, offset eye. I love that Wyoming plays the fullbacks. Allen, that's what he does best. I mean, he can throw it to the outside better than just about anybody. And that's close to a 1st down, a pickup of 8, maybe 9 yards. Just stepped right into that puppy and found the man he was looking for in the end zone, James Price.
You're right. Once he gets his back foot playing on this 5-step drop, it's like taking candy from a baby with a guy like Josh Allen. Those are simple routes that he's going to complete on you all day and get you into 3rd and short situations.
3rd and 1. Give the Woods. No, it's a play fake, and he faked me, he faked them. That's the fullback, Drew Van Manen. Kind of use them as fullbacks, H-backs. They will be a threat in the passing game. He gets the high five from fellow fullback Jalen Watson, the lost art of the fullback in college football.
He's bringing it back with the neck roll, old school, not even a neck roll, the neck wall like old Brian Cox for some of the older generation that watched this game.
Woods has a hole. Upended near the 16-yard line. It's the best run that Wyoming's had in a few weeks.
Trey Woods, just think about that. you come in and not only you're a true freshman trying to learn the defense as a linebacker, and they switch you in your first full week of practice as a running back. You're playing on the road against Iowa.
Well, Craig Bohl said that they expected a big game from Trey Woods after a lackluster performance in his first start at the running back position. He gets it again. He cuts it back, has a hole inside the 10. It's 1st and goal, Wyoming. 10-yard gain.
He's a tall running back, 6'3", 210 as a freshman. Watch this vision here. Put his foot in the ground. He lets his blockers cave down the defensive line and gets upfield. You have to give a lot of credit to running backs coach Mike Bass, who has been working with Trey Woods. They had a bye week last week to try to digest the playbook a little bit more, learn some pass protection game. Let's see if he can punch it in.
Jared Scott's the receiver wide right. Allen gives to Woods. He was trying to cut it back again and lost his footing and lost a yard.
I don't know about you, Chris. College football needs to change that rule. You need to be down by contact. What are we doing there when you're not down by contact? We're not protecting them. I just don't get it. I don't know why they don't change that.
So you're saying if no one touches them,
get
they
up
should
and
be able
run.
to get right back up.
Like the NFL. If you get an interception and you fall down, no one touches you, get up and return that thing.
I got no problem with it.
It's not doing anything for the game.
I could fix a lot of things right now. Stopping the clock on first downs in the first quarter. Allen to throw. And he threw it too low. Intended for his running back Woods. Not sure if he was intending to just spike it at his feet because there was nothing there, but that was way too short.
Yeah, watch Trey Woods here. He saw the defender on his back standing there, so he's just thrown it away. It's either get hit and take a sack or throw it at his feet and have the incomplete pass instead of a possible turnover or negative yardage situation if you complete that.
Wyoming 9 for 9 in the red zone this season. 5 touchdowns, 4 field goals. And they'll go with the shotgun on 3rd and goal from the 7. Allen with the blitz coming, and he was late to react. Stays on his feet, finds his man, but he's well short of the end zone. Gage Ferguson stayed home.
That's why they compare this guy to Brett Favre at times, Chris. He was absolutely dead to rights here. Should have been down. Has the confidence in his arm to complete this ball.
Soli Tumaiveta came right up the middle. And again, Allen, I'm not sure if he should have thrown that.
He's just showing off his arm strength.
Didn't hurt him. And now Cooper Roth is out for a 21-yard field goal attempt. And he knocks it right through. So both teams have forced turnovers, gotten good field position, and turned it into 3 points. But both defenses have stood strong and kept them out of the end zone following those turnovers. We are 10 minutes and 2 seconds in, and we expected a close game today. Utah State, maybe a slight favorite in Vegas. 1-1 in conference play, coming off that loss against Colorado State last time out. The win in conference was against San Jose State. And as I mentioned a little bit earlier, the win for Wyoming was at home in overtime to Hawaii. Thanks for joining us on Facebook today. Stadium bringing you college football exclusively on Facebook, as we do every single week. Keep the comments coming, folks. We want to see 100,000 comments from you. I'm just putting it out there. 100,000 comments. Shay, give us one comment.
Okay, guys, I'm going to give you a couple comments. How about that? First of all, Trey Woods has started to get going. That's something that Craig Bohl told us he wants to do. He wants to have 150 yards rushing a day, so that'll open up the passing attack, but it also will benefit his team if he can get the running game going a little bit. Now, you guys also talked about some rule changes that you want to see in college football. AJ saying down by contact. You at home watching on Facebook, what rule changes would you like to see in college football? Leave a comment in the comment section for us. We'll agree, we'll disagree, we'll talk about it here on Facebook. That's what we do. We're interactive, so make sure you're commenting. Guys, back to you.
Good on you, Shay. I like it. Let's see how you people could not fix the game of college football, but make it better, because college football is the best game we have, in my opinion. I don't know, AJ played all those years in the NFL. Maybe he's more of an NFL fan now, but there's nothing beats a college football Saturday, in my opinion, no question about it. And the number one thing I would do right now is stopping the clock after first downs unless it's the final 2 minutes of the game. Another touchback. And Utah State will start it at the 25-yard line. They've been toying around, AJ, with where to kick the ball off from. They've moved it from the 35 to the 30 in the NFL. They've brought the touchbacks here to the 25-yard line instead of the 20. How do you feel about those changes in the last 5 years?
I like those. I mean, those changes are generally for player safety because it's such a violent, there's so many violent collisions on the kickoff. And they're talking about eventually you could completely take kickoffs and kickoff returns out of the game. I don't know if I'd ever like to see that, but they're just trying to limit some of those long-time collisions.
After the fumble, Utah State offense is back out there and going down. Carl Granderson and Johanna Gaffon made the pressure. Gaffon coming off a monster game last time out.
Just a quarterback read option. He pulls it. Granderson with a good job staying home and making the open field tackle.
Gaffon, 9 tackles. I beg your pardon. 9 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, and a forced fumble last game. That's not a season stats. That was just last game against Texas State. Over the middle, and it's wide open. Dax Raymond. He has been their most consistent threat from a ball catching standpoint. That one good for 15. They get it all back, and it's a first down.
Just add such another element to this offense. Like a young Chris Cooley who played here back in the day.
Again, Raymond. Again, it's a first down.
Tempo, look at these guys sprinting to the line, trying to keep this momentum. Trying to keep this defense on their heels, not let the defensive line rotate like Wyoming wants to do.
And with 27 on the play clock, they snap it. It's Lawan Hunt who's back out there and makes something out of nothing. Saw the hole open, cut it back the other way, and picks up 4 on first down.
He's trying, look at him, trying to hide behind your offensive lineman and then hit that gap.
So it's Hunt back out there after Trey Miller saw his first action. The true freshman running back made that catch for 8 yards out of the backfield on his first play, but on his second play fumbled, and that led to the Wyoming touchdown. Look at the Wyoming field goal, rather. Look at that late change.
The ref was standing there. Utah State's upset that they weren't able to snap the ball.
I think fans were also wondering why they weren't snapping the ball, but you're right, AJ. That's because the officials were there making sure that they did not snap the ball. Got to let the defense change as well. 3rd down and 3. In the flat, it's Hunt, and he's got the first down. 3rd first down of the drive for Utah State. Brought down by Ravante Holt.
Lawan Hunt saying, hey, don't forget about me. You want to play these young bucks. You want a senior to step in here that is reliable and will catch big completions on 3rd down. I'm your guy. Trying to build some confidence between he and the quarterback. They've been doing it for so long together. Has to feel good to connect on a big 3rd down.
And now a little bit of a breather. They don't huddle up, but they're taking a little bit of time. Play clock down to 6. And they give to Hunt all kinds of room up the middle. It's another first down. 30-yard line. Offensive line had that thing boarded open.
Have to be wearing this defense down a little bit. There's just no let up from this Utah State offense.
We can barely even show you replays here because they're already off and running again. Not much for Hunt this time between left tackle and left guard.
You wonder how much the altitude plays a factor here as well, Chris.
Now Wyoming is at the highest altitude in FBS play. They're often able to control the tempo a little bit better at home. Coming to Utah State, we are high up in the Rocky Mountains as well.
It's all right, Chris. You're basically telling me altitude means nothing here.
Hey, I never played, so I don't know what the altitude does.
It's not like Wyoming's coming from Ohio, so obviously they should be able to handle it. I just wonder with this tempo and the altitude, how do you handle it?
It's a tough combination, and the penalty marker flies. It will be a pass interference penalty on Wyoming. He was again looking for Dax Raymond. Beg your pardon, Carson Terrell.
Number 5 of the defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And that goes on Rico Gafford. We're at 4,710 feet. Wyoming is almost a mile and a half up there. I was out there a couple weeks ago. I couldn't even go out for a jog.
Guys, I did a game at Air Force last year, done a couple of these Mountain West games, and I was so sick by the end of the game. I'm telling you, I am not a hypochondriac either, but I'm telling you, at the end of the game, it was so hot. I was dizzy. I felt like I was going to throw up. So credit to these football players who come out and play in this altitude week after week. It is no joke.
Won't have that problem today. It's cool. Feels good. Myers on the keeper inside the 15-yard line. Slow to get up. There you see the Rocky Mountains. It's a picturesque drive from Salt Lake City to Logan, straight north. About an hour and a half. Second down and long after a pickup of just 1 yard on that keeper from Kent Myers. Still 15 on the play clock. Fake the handoff. He's got pressure and he throws it away. Granderson got there in a hurry.
Wyoming can kind of be a bend but don't break defense here and try to hold them to 3. This is definitely a victory. And going back to 2 plays ago, Andrew Wingard has just been all over the place today. And he's had such a great year already, but he can really cover a lot of ground from that strong safety position. Can cover up a lot of mistakes back there when you have someone like him that can roam the middle of the field.
Utah State into the red zone for the first time in this game. 3rd down and 9. Myers lofting end zone, and he overshoots Dax Raymond. Good coverage out there from Wyoming. It was a good pass. Raymond was the only one who was going to be able to catch that, but it was just a little bit too long.
Double A gap pressure here shown by the Cowboys. The offensive line for Utah State did a decent job picking it up, but Kent Myers knew he was going to have to get that ball out of his hands. Probably had to throw it a split second earlier than he would have liked.
And now the field goal attempt from 31 yards, and it's right down the middle again for Dominic Eberle, who hit from 45 earlier on in the first quarter. 6-3 Utah State on top. Let's get back to Andrew Wingard. Came into this game with 42 tackles, 4.5 tackles for loss, a sack, couple interceptions. This guy is just a junior who's had a magnificent career at strong safety for the Cowboys.
I mean, look at those numbers. He is all over the place, and I think the play I was referencing earlier, quarterback Kent Myers had pulled it and looked like he had plenty of space to turn the corner and get 8 to 10 yards. And Wingard just absolutely closed the distance and only gave up a 1 yard gain to force him into a field goal there. So when you have a safety in the back end like that, a lot of times they'll play him as their middle of the field safety over the top of everybody, over the top of possibly the other team's #1 receiver. He really covers up for a lot of mistakes that defense makes.
And Hall is going to get an opportunity from the 2-yard line. Return touchdowns in back-to-back weeks. He's got another good one here out near the 35-yard line for the nation's leader in kickoff returns. That one good for 33 yards on the return, averaging 44 this season coming in. Why do you even kick it to him is my question.
I'm sure the coaches are telling their specialists, hey, kick this out of the end zone, no matter what. It's not too much of a windy day here right now. But yeah, I would do my best to really power that through. See, look at this. We don't have a whole lot of wind affecting the kicks today.
So not much excuse for Josh Allen's rough numbers to start. Has an interception in this game, but he throws a dart Josh Harshman, the tight end, at the 40-yard line of Utah State.
Allen just staring down the pressure here. Staring, buying time. Bam, hits that nice, call that a 7 route to the corner there, run by Harshman. Just takes a little bit of time to develop that play. And the experience of Josh Allen, I think, really helped that thing develop.
That's
a
the
less
end of the
experienced
first quarter.
QB probably would have panicked a bit and scrambled out of the pocket and would not have been able to get that ball to Harshman.
Pickup of 28 yards on the final play of the first quarter. 6-3 Utah State. Keep in mind, last game for Wyoming, they scored 31 points in the second quarter. Shay?
Hey guys, so people commenting on Facebook on some of those rule changes that they want to see. I'm going to read some to you right now. Chandler saying, I think they need to change the targeting rules. They should make 2 levels, like flagrant 1s and 2s in basketball, so players don't get ejected every single time, which is interesting. They want to change overtime rules to be NFL style. Rule change needed here, get rid of targeting penalties when no head-to-head contact is involved. I think we're still working through some of those problems. Anthony Clark says, I want to see them be less strict on excessive celebration penalties, which is something the NFL has done this year. Rick Sine says the same thing. And then one more rule change proposal. The name should be on everybody's jersey. Now, those of you that
yes, I agree.
I agree, too, actually. Those of you that cannot be here in person, here's looks like right now from Maverick Stadium in beautiful Logan, Utah. Everyone's having a really good time, enjoying the weather, enjoying some homecoming. And those of you watching on Facebook, let us know what you're thinking about this game. Chime in. 6-3 in favor of the Aggies. What do you think is going to happen? Guys, back to you.
That's interesting, Shay, about the overtime. I've never heard anyone say, I want the NFL overtime rules over the college overtime rules. AJ, you played in both. Which one would you like to see?
Whew, I don't know. Overtime, I go back and forth with that. Where do you stand?
I think it's more fair in college. NFL,
life's not fair,
NFL
though,
has gotten better.
Life's not fair. That's what I try to tell my young kids.
I think it's more exciting in college football. You're right. Life definitely isn't fair.
I agree with you, though. You're right, because it is in the NFL to not give a team a chance is tough.
First play of the second quarter, and it's Trey Woods for a couple. And also, I do think they need to do something about the targeting rule just to make it more uniform, more consistent, because, and maybe that will come with time, but it's been all over the place. Shay?
Yeah, guys, I agree. I actually think a flagrant 1, flagrant 2 policy is a really good idea, because I think we're still working through some of those problems with the targeting penalties. There's been so many of them this year. I know, and I've done a game almost every single weekend since the start of the season, and I've seen 1 to 2 targeting calls in every single one of those football games. Chris, I know you have too.
Talk about targeting. Soli Tumaiveta was targeting the quarterback there in a good way. Got Josh Allen's feet and sacked him back at the 49-yard line.
Just a little cross pressure here where the D-line slants down. He wraps around him and he gets lost. The offensive lineman did not communicate pre-snap to pick this up. And what a good job here to actually hold on and get the big QB down.
First sack of the season, and he was the guy who whiffed on that sack in the red zone in the first quarter. 3rd and 19. It's a screen, and looks like it's set up nicely. It won't be a first down, but it might be enough to attempt a field goal. That's Nico Evans, who hasn't seen a lot of action at running back this season for Wyoming, mostly on 3rd downs, and that's where we see him here. He can catch it.
I think we're almost in the dead zone here where you kind of have to go for it. It's probably a little too far for them to feel comfortable to kick this, so go for it. There's definitely no use in punting.
Now the kicker, Cooper Roth, has a long of 49 this season. This would be longer than that. So they're going for it on 4th down and 4. And it's a keeper, and they fooled everybody. Allen has the corner, and he's in the red zone for the first down. He faked like he was going to maybe pooch punt that. Had one man to beat and did.
Look at this, like the read option, but the back was already, it was almost like the back decided to go the wrong way. There was no back to fake, and he just became the option man and used the defensive end. Showing his athletic ability there. The big guy can move.
Whether it was a broken play or they set it up that way, it doesn't matter. It works. But it's a false start.
I think the back went the wrong way there, Chris. If you saw the back, thought it was almost a toss sweep. Josh Allen.
False start. 81 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That was on Austin Fort, the tight end, playing for the first time this season. The way that play looked, it almost looked to me like Josh Allen was going to perhaps punt it, and he couldn't because there was someone on him right away. But you're right, AJ.
It was that they left the defensive end.
Way.
Yeah, they left him open because he's the read man. You're supposed to leave him, and Josh just decided to juke him out himself.
Woods gets back close to the 20-yard line on first down and 15. Seen 3 field goals already. Somebody's got to punch it in. Under 12 minutes to go in this opening half here on Facebook. With AJ Hawk, I'm Chris Hassel. We have Shea Pepler on the sidelines again. Thanks for joining us for college football exclusively on Facebook. 2nd and 13. Out of the backfield comes Woods, and Allen gets hit, squeaks out of it, and he can't get away from Tumaiveta this time. 2nd sack of the drive for Soli Tumaiveta. Led the team in tackles coming in, but didn't have a single sack until this drive. Do you see the elusiveness? He's just so strong.
He really is. He's built like a trimmer Ben Roethlisberger that moves around. He can slide in the pocket. He recognizes pressure. He has the instincts. Tumaiveta was just too much on that one, though, and did an amazing job wrapping him up low.
Allen, pump fakes, has time, over the middle, caught. That's James Price to the 5-yard line.
Josh Allen's pumped up. I like it. He's yelling with his offensive lineman after this play. A little bit of a play fake, buy time, get outside the pocket, and absolute bullet over the middle. James Price with the big catch.
It's a gain of 23, but that is Tumaiveta, who's down on his back. The junior who has already made a couple of sacks on this drive. He has been all over the place so far in this game. It'll be 1st and goal for Wyoming at the 5-yard line, trailing 6-3. Saw him come in on the end of that play on the tackle.
Let's see at the end of this play if we can see what happened to Tumaiveta. Number 42. He's down here, almost like a shoulder wrist. You don't want to guess at what happened, but he almost hit his own guy. Some friendly fire sometimes will be the worst.
Heading off under his own power. You see him come in from that far side and just kind of looked awkward.
So guys, Tumaiveta as he walks off, all of his teammates checking in with him, seeing if he's okay. Kind of did a slow jog, so he seems to be all right. He looks like he's going to go back to the bench here and take a little bit of a breather, but his helmet is still on, which is always a good sign.
It was almost when he ran into his own guy, Gaikowski. Number 15, Baron Gaikowski. You saw at the very end of the play, he kind of hit his arm or wrist on his back. Hopefully he can make it back in.
1st and goal from the 5-yard line. I formation backfield behind Josh Allen. The wide receiver is Jared Scott, the freshman. They'll give it to Trey Woods, also a freshman, and not much doing. Nowhere to run to, baby.
Nothing Trey Woods can do on that one. The big guys up front took care of their job, and they played on the other side of the line of scrimmage, is what you want as a defense when you're playing in short yardage situations. If your D-line doesn't at least stalemate, you don't have a chance to stop him.
Trips to the left side of the field. Lone running back is Woods. Allen to throw it. Looking for Woods. Has him, but it's a little too tall. And might not have been able to hang on anyway. That was Jamarcus Ingram, who was closing fast and made the hit.
If Josh Allen here could have got the ball to him right there a little bit earlier, yeah, if he was just a split second earlier, it might have given Trey Woods a chance to catch it and turn upfield. At worst, maybe get tackled on the 2-yard line.
Neither team has been good at all on third downs this season, and that has continued today. Wyoming fans want to see the Pokes put it in the end zone. 4 wide receivers on 3rd and goal from the 5. Allen looking both ways over the middle. It's caught at the 1-yard line. Just short of the end zone was Austin Conway, and we'll see if they go for it here. You got a big old quarterback. I might try the quarterback sneak right over the top.
You got to here. 6'5" almost.
4th and goal from the 1. Allen over the top. Touchdown, Wyoming. But there is a flag at the 5-yard line. Mountain West crew headed by Eddie Shelton conversing. This is a big call. On 4th and goal, Allen did. That's what I would have done if I was playing college football on the PlayStation.
The second effort, though.
Allen right over the top. You're 6'5", long arms. Let's see if it stands. The marker was thrown at the 5. The line of scrimmage was at the 1.
That's why the refs are almost confused. They're having multiple conferences with different coaches in themselves.
There are fouls on both teams. Offside, defense, number 91. After the touchdown, that penalty is declined. After the touchdown, unsportsmanlike, number 17 of the offense. That penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. Result of the play, touchdown.
Okay, so it's a touchdown. We're good there. Josh Allen.
That's the first unsportsmanlike on number 17.
Called for unsportsmanlike. Now, I didn't see what he did after this play.
Let's see. He got second effort is what scored, see?
Now, I hope it wasn't that.
He's excited. I mean, we'll see. After this extra point, I know we get to take a quick look maybe from a different angle.
I really hope it wasn't for that. Bad hold. The snap might have been a bit low, and that is no good. Nick Spohr, the holder, wasn't able to get that down for Cooper Roth. And so it's 9-6. Take a look at Allen after this play. I mean, he spiked the ball down, showed emotion. He got in on 4th and 1. He just kind of threw the ball down. How is that?
They have they throw the 5. If they threw it right when he spiked it, I guess that's what they're trying to say, that he spiked the ball. They did not do much of it. Usually the ref would say what he did. If he said it was spiking the ball, that would be it.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, look at the ref right there.
The umpire threw it. Now, that's not a traditional spike. He kind of flung it.
So that ref, that official has never seen any kind of nice new age spike like this, so he didn't even know. He's so confused, he just decided.
Okay. I mean, we just asked the fans what they want to change about college football. I'd like to change that. And we had one of the viewers write about how they wanted more celebrations in college football like the NFL. And that wasn't even that much of a celebration.
He was just excited. It was a guy showing some emotion.
Boy.
It's not like he choreographed a dance with his teammates.
It's 4th and 1. It's been a frustrating season at times for Josh Allen. It was a big play. He made it. And you can't take the touchdown away, obviously, because it was already scored. Now, I've seen it a few times this season where someone's been running into the end zone, do a little high step, flag thrown, they take the touchdown back and move it 15 yards back.
That's absurd.
So it's 9-6 after the failed extra point. And I couldn't tell if it was a bad snap or a muffed hold. But the kick went well short and left. And that means Utah State with another field goal tie this puppy up. Utah State with 2 field goals, Wyoming a field goal and a touchdown. Lawan Hunt deep to receive. They have to kick it off from the 20-yard line because of that unsportsmanlike penalty. It's going to be Scarver on the return from the 15. Down at the 33-yard line. And again, decent field position for Utah State. They haven't been backed up at all in this game. And before we see the Utah State offense, let's send it down to Shea Pepler.
Hey guys, I was just over here on the Utah State sideline. I saw Coach Wells walk up and down to almost every single position group and say, nice job, keep up the good work, make sure you play tough, and make sure you play tough up the middle. Another thing I heard this coaching staff say was play harder than them, play faster than them, and make sure you keep your head up. So that's what's going on the sideline down here.
New quarterback into the game is Jordan Love. And he hands it off on the end around to Scarver. Now this isn't at all that surprising because Love has seen action in all but one game this season. He's thrown it 44 times. So this is something that Utah State does put in its game plan under offensive coordinator David Yost. Love on target. And escaping is Carson Terrell. Beg your pardon, Braylon Roberts. No, it is Carson Terrell. Michael, you know what I want to do? I want to get Utah State to make 86 and 88 not look too much alike. Does it connect? No, it doesn't connect. It's a 6. It's Carson Terrell. Give to Hunt. Brought down by Carl Granderson.
Now we know they like to work Jordan Love into the game. Credit to him for coming in cold off the sideline and slinging it early on. Really give this defense something else to think about and game plan for the whole week leading up to the game.
3 receivers left, not including the tight end, who's now heading to the other side of the formation. That is Dax Raymond. Running back is Lawan Hunt. Under 8 minutes to play in the first half. Utah State trailing for the first time. A little bit hot and a little bit high for Lawan Hunt. Go Aggies, bro. Be 3rd and 7. And they are quickly to the line of scrimmage again.
That's the thing about this tempo. You can never really relax if you're Wyoming. Now, the Utah State offense gets to the line quick, but then you don't know either they're going to snap it right away or they're going to stop and take 20 seconds to look at the sidelines and have the coaches get them into a better call.
The 4 down linemen are really split. And that opened up the middle, and that's Dax Raymond for the first down. There was no lineman in the middle there, and so it was smooth sailing right up the gut for Jordan Love, who had a clear look at his wide open receiver.
Dax Raymond again catching another ball. Defensive coordinator Scott Hazelton for Wyoming was definitely worried about the explosiveness of Dax Raymond and how they can use him multiple different ways, horizontally and vertically.
Hunt stood up and shoved down. A look at the burst fan feed, something we bring you here exclusively on Facebook. Quick little look at the burst fan feed. There was 7 minutes to go in the first half. 9-6 Wyoming. And 2nd down and 9 for Jordan Love, the backup quarterback. He's a freshman out of Bakersfield, California, and this might be a pass.
It will be a pass in the end zone. It's hauled in for the touchdown. Braylon Roberts. 29 yards, and it was Aaron Vaughns on the throw. You had your backup quarterback in the game, a wide receiver throwing it, and big old 88 catching it for his second touchdown of the season, and that was Vaughn's first career pass. We'll show you exactly how that all went down from every angle right after the extra point, but we know we got to stick with you on the extra points because we had one missed by Wyoming. This one right down the middle from Dominic Eberle.
What a well-designed play. You thought for a second that Vaughns possibly put a little too much air under it. Whew. Braylon Roberts. If you watch there, Wingard was there looking at his eyes, trying to think when he was going to go up and try to make a play through his hands. Roberts put his hands up at the last possible second, which great receivers will do to not tip off when the ball will be there. Credit to this offense.
Another look. Hunt with the toss to Vaughns, and Vaughns back corner of the end zone to Braylon Roberts, and that was Andrew Wingard on the coverage. So it wasn't like they had some gray shirt out there on a mismatch. That was the safety, Wingard. More from the fans. Good taste of the atmosphere here in Logan. Utah State with a 13-9 lead here at Maverick Stadium. Opened in 1968 as Romney Stadium. Had a big renovation a year ago. $36 million. Added some suites and patio seating. This is a really nice facility, AJ.
Wyoming number 3 is reporting is number 92.
Just a beautiful setting for football. And the fact that they've put all this money into renovation here can only help bring big-time recruits into this this great school. So just a great setting. My first time being here, and I'm very impressed.
It's my second time, and I was glad to get the call to come back. Anytime. It's here for Utah State's victory against Idaho State in week 2. Gorgeous day with the sun setting behind the press box here in Logan, a city of about 50,000. They've been growing steadily since the 1930s. Not a bad place to be.
Hey guys, a lot of people commenting on Facebook after what just happened. Some people liking other people's comments I'm seeing on here too, which is great. Then fans are interacting with one another, which is what you always want. But something that I thought was pretty funny that I'm going to read to you guys here if I can find the comment, because now my feed just loaded.
Well, there's just so many comments.
I know, there's
Jay,
so many.
it's hard to keep up with them all.
And it keeps popping back up. When I find it, I'll give it to you. Let's go back to football.
It's easy to lose those. We over 3,000 comments now, well on our way to 100,000. That was a good play by Dalton Baker. A loss of 4. By the way, Soli Tumaiveta is back out there after leaving the game last possession. That one dropped by Tyree Mayfield. Wyoming receivers have struggled with drops this season. That's the tight end.
Definitely a ball that should be caught, but just another example of Josh Allen just throwing it. An easy pass should be a normal throw and catch for him, and just a little too high and out of the reach. One of those throws that a guy of Josh Allen's caliber usually would make.
3rd and 14. Showing blitz. Here they come. Allen
Steps up, goes down again. Gage Ferguson was there. They've been all over Josh Allen in this game. That's Jalen Davis as well, known for his pick sixes, but they sent him on the corner blitz.
Missed a coverage sack here, Chris.
Ball also came out, and Allen was lucky. He was able to bounce right back to him. Third sack this season for Davis. Jordan Nathan deep to receive, and he almost got to it. Fair catch at the 44-yard line of Utah State. He blocked 4 punts already this season, almost number 5. 3 sacks for that defense. They aren't afraid to come after the future pro.
They're really not. And coming into this game, it was the Utah State offensive line that was in question. Kent Myers was sacked 7 times last week versus Colorado State. 0 tonight, so credit to this offensive line for Utah State.
And the backup Jordan Love is staying in the game for Utah State, as Kent Myers stays on the sideline. That pass complete. Again, it's Braylon Roberts who had the touchdown catch. And they're hustling to the line again as we take a look at how close they came. Man, that was Vaughns who threw the touchdown pass, and he almost got it. Utah State with the momentum, and here, oh boy. Oh, Lawan Hunt had a big hole, and we've seen several players lose their footing.
I wonder what it is, if it's this turf or the type of cleats they're wearing. Utah State obviously knows what this turf is like, so they should have the proper footing, but maybe it's a little bit wet down there.
Hunt able to make the cut that time, and it's a first down on 3rd and short. This is what it looks like. Now, if you don't want those comments, we see the comments coming in. How do I get the comments? How do I get the likes off so I have the full screen? Just swipe it. Just swipe the comments away, and you can swipe back to it when you want to comment. 10th first down of the game for Utah State. Love setting up the screen. It's Hunt. Could not get away from Cash Malawia.
Cash Malawia sniffed this screen out early. Number 46 here. If you run, you kind of get behind those offensive linemen. You get directly behind them, they won't find you. You can make those tackles.
Love sets up and throws deep for Ronquavian Tarver, who was locked up with Tyler Hall. And incomplete. The hat came off as well because Tarver was out of bounds. And that'll be 3rd and 9.
Yeah, Wyoming trying to rotate some fresh defensive linemen in here to try to get a pass rush on 3rd down.
And they just sprint back. And that is what Scotty Hazelton and Greg Bohl were mentioning, that it's tough sometimes to get those different fresh bodies out there on a 3rd and 9. You want pass rushers out there. And it's intercepted over the middle. Threw it right into the hands of the linebacker, beg your pardon, the Carl Granderson, the defensive end, who dropped back into the linebacker position.
Huge.
There's the confusion, AJ.
Huge play, you're right. Granderson, the defensive end. Look at this defensive line running stunts all over the place.
That's something you see a lot from Utah State in their multiple formation defense. But Wyoming confusing the young freshman Jordan Love, dropping the defensive end Granderson into coverage. And he never saw him. 1st and 10 for Josh Allen now, with 3.5 to go in the first half. And a big old hole again. Trey Woods. Let's take another look at this interception right into the breadbasket of Granderson.
You watch this, number 91 Granderson, you're wondering why is he dropping? Because this is a zone blitz. It confuses them. You You blitz some guys up the middle, you drop one of your defensive ends out, it will absolutely confuse a young, inexperienced quarterback like Jordan Love. Beautiful play calling right there by Scott Hazelton.
2nd down and 3, under 3 minutes to play, opening half. Woods, he slips. Definitely something going on down there. See if at halftime they make any changes to the cleats. Shay?
Hey guys, I don't think it's very slippery down here. I've asked a couple people on the sidelines who are Utah State fans or working on the Utah State sideline. They said it did snow a little bit earlier today, but it's not particularly slippery. And I am right near the Spirit Squad here, and none of them have slipped. So I don't know what's going on. I'm going to guess it's the cleats, not the turf.
You should run some suicides up and down and see if you've got a good feel for that, that turf.
Yeah, that's a good idea, AJ, but it's not going to happen.
Oh, that should have been a pick 6 from Soli Tumaiveta. He had it between the 4 and the 2.
Sometimes it's just too good to be true.
He was thinking about 6 before pulling it in.
Honestly, Chris, sometimes you're shocked that the quarterback makes that throw. Soli Tumaiveta is sitting there reading Josh Allen's eyes. You're thinking, there's no way he's actually going to throw this ball, and he fires it right off your chest. Those feel horrible when you drop them.
Wyoming has to punt. It's a high kick, good kick. And a fair catch at the 12-yard line by Jordan Nathan, a kick of 38 yards. And with 2:10 to play, we'll see what Utah State elects to do. See if they bring out Kent Myers. It looks like Kent is in the huddle. We'll see if it's Kent Myers or Jordan Love at quarterback, and if they decide to take a shot at this with the lead here in 2 timeouts. Shay?
Hey guys, just a reminder, I will be talking to the leading coach at halftime. So if you have questions that you want asked, make sure you leave them in the comment section. I'll be sure to go through those and see if there's any good ones that I could ask the winning coach at halftime.
All right, Shay, thank you. We'll be with you all throughout halftime, and it is Jordan Love again for his 3rd possession, sticking with Jordan Love over Kent Myers, despite throwing that interception last time out. Over the middle again, this time it's caught. And it's a 1st down and more for Braylon Roberts, who might be having a breakout game. He had 6 receptions all season. He has 3 in the 2nd quarter and 1 touchdown. Quickly again, out of the backfield, it was Dax Raymond, the intended receiver, and Love had pressure on him, hot and in a hurry.
They may be setting something up for later down the road. They've been running Dax Raymond behind the line of scrimmage on these short screens. They might try to get him downfield later in the game.
Room for Hunt. Close to 15 yards as Wingard dragged him down from behind. We'll call it a gain of 14 for Lawan Hunt. This Utah State offense certainly outplaying the Wyoming offense to this point. It's a keeper. Love's got it, but a penalty marker is down in the backfield.
Holding. Offense, number 70. 10-yard penalty. Play 2nd down.
I think you heard Rob Castaneda there on the microphone when he found out he was called for the hold. Huh?
Who, me? It's never you, is it?
The right guard, he's had an interesting season. He actually caught a pass in the Wisconsin game to start the season. One of 12 Utah State players to catch a pass. He's, of course, off a deflection.
Take it any way you can get it, right, Chris?
Absolutely. 1st and 20 for Utah State after the holding penalty. Clock running. Looks like Utah State has no problem running it out. They might run the same play. It is the same play. This time Vaughns will keep it instead of throw it, and he gets a huge chunk of yardage back. 14-yard gain. Was that the same exact play?
Little double reverse.
Timeout. Utah State.
I don't think Vaughns had the option to throw it on that one.
30 seconds in length.
Timeout. So we get a chance to show you what it's like to burst with the fans. They are making noise, I promise. Again, if you have questions for Matt Wells, let us know. Send in your questions, and Shay's going to pick one of them to ask Matt Wells at halftime. It's a good day to watch some football. Guy's in a short sleeve t-shirt. A lot of people are.
This is nothing. This feels like summer to them.
People on their phones clearly commenting on the game. 2nd down and 6 after that pickup of 14. Utah State closing in on 200 total yards. Wyoming at 115. Over the middle, and that's Vaughn's. He breaks free inside the 30. Boy, is he making a major impression on this game. Aaron Vaughn's had just 2 catches on the season. A pass, a run, and a reception. And Love over the middle has his man. 1st and goal, it's Dax Raymond with 50 seconds to go in the first half. This Wyoming defense doesn't know what hit him.
If I'm Utah State, I'm trying to slow it down a little bit. Don't score and leave any time on the clock for Josh Allen.
Love to throw, lofts it, incomplete. No! It's caught! Ronquavian Tarver, but a penalty marker's out. Now that went over the head.
Watch the offense. This could be offensive pass interference.
Yeah, I think it will be.
He threw the defender by and came back for the ball.
Had 2 receivers in the area, but I think it's coming back.
Pass interference. Offense, number 1. 15-yard penalty. Replay 1st down.
What a catch. Didn't see a push off there.
He kind of threw Tyler Hall, the corner. He threw him by. They were even. You can't really see it there, but if you see how it's almost like a back shoulder ball, but you throw the defender past you, you can't have a violent push. They already have their momentum going. Just a little too much. You're not going to see that called every single time. Kind of a 50-50 call there. But regardless, great catch by Tarver.
2nd penalty of the game for Utah State. A chance for that Wyoming defense to catch its breath. Love again. Incomplete. He had 2 receivers right there, Tarver and Raymond.
It's like the center fielder and the left fielder going for a ball. No one said mine. They both thought it was theirs.
Tarver, I think, would have made that catch had Raymond not got his hand off.
Yeah, Raymond had no idea Tarver was directly behind him in position for the catch.
Good pass, though, from Jordan Love, the future of this Utah State offense.
The question is, who did Love intend to throw to?
That is a good question.
Doesn't really matter, actually. Whoever catches it.
Love to throw again. Slant, and it's dropped. Scarver would have had it inside the 5 and might have had a chance to make a move and make the end zone.
Scarver, the old cliche, he started to take his eyes off the ball and look upfield into the end zone. He felt the bright light shining on him, didn't tuck it away first.
3rd and goal from the 22-yard line. 31 seconds to go. Utah State 3 of 8 on 3rd downs. This is a really tough 3rd down. Keep in mind they do have a timeout, do the Aggies. Love to throw again on 3rd and goal. Gets tripped up and sacked. That's Marcus Epps. Epps has made 30 consecutive starts with Andrew Wingard at that free safety position, and he just tripped up Love. And they will let the clock run inside 10 seconds now and use a timeout at the 32-yard line. Actually, Wyoming calls the timeout.
Timeout. Wyoming. 2nd timeout of the half. 30 seconds in length.
that combination of Epps and Wingard back there, the safeties for Wyoming, been played many games together. Really get everybody lined up, give confidence to every single player in front of them, and come up with a huge play to possibly knock Utah State out of field goal range. It looks like they're going to attempt the kick much further now.
It'll be a 49-yard attempt. The band getting ready to play at halftime. Got coverage for you all throughout the halftime show. And if you're a Wyoming fan, basketball season right around the corner, a little basketball preview for you as well. We're all cheering for tacos, aren't we? Who doesn't cheer for tacos, right? Those Wyoming fans don't like the looks of this one so far. They'll be starting the second half from behind, or so it would appear. Down 13-9. It'll be just about a 50-yard attempt for Dominic Eberle. He's made from 52. And another timeout is called by Wyoming.
Timeout, Wyoming. Third and final timeout of the half. 30 seconds in length.
Again, stick around at halftime. Shea will be on the field with Matt Wells going into the halftime break. We'll speak with Coach Bull just before the second half. Big game for both teams. This is the third of 3 consecutive home games for Matt Wells. He told his team, look at this like a baseball series. This is the rubber match. We win today, we win the homestand, and we are right on pace for a bowl game. Shea?
Hey guys, here's what's coming up at the break. I'm going to talk to the leading coach, which looks like it's going to be Matt Wells, going into halftime. Then we're going to send it to our stadium studios for an update. Then we're going to come back, give you some Facebook promos, talk a little bit more about the game, and talk to Wyoming's athletic director. That's coming up at the half.
All right, Shea. Eberle is made from 52. This one from 50 yards. And it's good. Dominic Eberle with his 3rd field goal of the first half. This kid is something else. 13 for 14 on the season. His only miss was a block. He just drilled that sucker. A little draw on it.
Nice little baby draw in this thin mountain air.
A little knockdown 4-iron. Ball does travel a little bit better up at these altitudes. I remember playing golf for the first time down in Albuquerque. It's the only time I ever got it to 300 off the tee. Albuquerque a little bit higher in elevation than Utah State. A little over 5,000. Here in the Rocky Mountains, Logan, Utah. There are some snowflakes on some of the highest peaks. And it's chilly. You get down into the teens. Not going to kick it to him, are you? Tyler Hall, the nation's leader in kickoff returns. It'll be a squib. That might go out of bounds if he were to let it go, but instead, just smother it at the 30-yard line. It's Garrett Krall, the defensive end, who was out there to smother it with 2 seconds left. No way that Allen's going to be able to get it to the end zone. So we'll see what Craig Bull decides to do here. I would imagine they would just knee it, and they will. (16-9) is the score. Utah State taking a 7-point lead into halftime. And a good game so far, but you got to feel good if you're an Aggie fan. That offense, especially with Jordan Love in this game, is clicking.
I wonder if they're going to stick with the hot hand of Jordan Love. I would.
We'll see. Shea?
Well, Coach, you just took a big sigh of relief. You kept Jordan Love in there despite throwing an interception. Why?
You know, that's my call. You know, I thought he was hot. I thought he moved the ball well. And that was a good scheme that they had on when they picked it.
Your number one priority today was containing Josh Allen. He has 3 sacks on him already. Would you say your defense is doing what you asked?
Got to do that. We got to keep doing that. He's such a good quarterback when he has time and gets in rhythm. You got to move great QBs off his launch point. He's a great QB. We got to keep attacking him.
Okay, before I let you go, this game is streamed exclusively on Facebook. Casey wants to know how you keep the momentum going in the second half.
Well, we need to come out and get a stop right out of the gate. You know, we're going to kick off to start the third quarter. We need to stop and then somehow find a way to score right out of the gate.
Great. Thanks, Coach. Okay, now we're going to send it to our stadium studios in Chicago. Ray Crawford is standing by. Ray?
And welcome inside our stadium studios. I'm Ray Crawford. We'll get you back to the second half in just a few moments. Let's talk a little men's basketball, specifically about the Wyoming Cowboys. And pleased to have with us the head coach, Alan Edwards. Coach, great to have you here with us on Stadium Year 2 for you. I guess the question is, how do you prepare based on your experience last year for Year 2 this year?
You know, I think you just keep hacking away at improving your program and improving your culture. I'm excited by this group because we got a veteran group coming back, but having 1 year under our belts in the program, you know, I feel pretty comfortable and confident now.
You made it look pretty easy, I think, last year, Coach. In your first year, 23 wins, a CBI championship. How are you using that as a building block to be successful here in Year 2?
Well, I think one of the things we always talk about within the program, and even when I took over, is, you know, we want to always be able to put ourselves in position to compete for championships. And, you know, it's a blueprint for, in a sense of just working hard and our daily routine and how we go about it. And again, I thought, last year was pretty good being promoted within because I kind of knew the personnel that we had within the program, and I thought we were going to be better than I expected. And now with these guys playing, you know, with a year under their belt and having, you know, 4 seniors and 2 juniors, feel like we have a veteran group that can continue with success.
So the bar has been set high. You've had a look at your team here in the first couple of weeks of practice. What impresses you about your group so far?
Again, just being veterans. You know, you don't have to kind of hit on the same things over and over again, or as simply as, you know, just putting in offense. You know, it just goes quicker. I can just call a play, and I really don't have to explain it going forward outside of the new guys coming into the program. But it's the guys are working hard, and we just spent the past weekend up in Casper, you know, almost like a mini camp just to get away, focus, and grind out and do some things in the community. But I feel good about this group.
Let's talk about one of the all-time greats there at Wyoming, Larry Nance, having success with the Lakers. What's it like to have a guy who's come through the program there at Laramie that you can point to recruits and say, hey, look, this is a guy that's playing at the ultimate level?
Well, Larry's just a tremendous, I guess I can't call him kid anymore, but he's a tremendous person at the end of the day that works hard and, you know, obviously put himself in position to play at that level. And even now being there, you know, and playing well, you know, at that level. I think at the end of the day, it shows to, you know, any recruiter, any kid that you come in, no matter where you're at, you know, nowadays, because of so much games being on TV, internet, and just the resources from that level to get out and be able to see talent. You know, if you come in, put in your work, trust our system, then I feel like, you know, if you're talented enough to play at that level, then your opportunity will present itself.
Well, a lot of great players have come through the program. Look forward to another exciting season. Coach, we appreciate you being with us, and best of luck this season.
Thank you, guys. Thanks so much for having me, and I appreciate it.
And that's going to do it for us from here in the stadium studios. But a reminder to watch the rally tonight at 11 o'clock and 1 a.m. Eastern at watchstadium.com. We'll get you back to the game next.
Why do the most adventurous minds thrive in the most adventurous environments? Why do physical feats often inspire intellectual ones? Where the depth of our thinking parallels the depth of our powder. Why are we drawn to a place as wild as our imagination? Where single tracks are as important as degree tracks. Because Wyoming is as open as your future. The University of Wyoming.
Well, speaking of Wyoming athletics, I caught up with the athletic director, Tom Berman, earlier today, and he's been in the Wyoming athletic department for 10 years. So he's seen the ups and downs of the department, and I spoke with him earlier today of how the football team is supposed to be so successful, and they have been as of late. Here's what he had to say.
Well, we've got a great leader in Coach Bull, and he's done a great job with recruiting student athletes that fit in the style that he's trying to build. We've made great investments. Our state, our fan base, our donors have invested in facilities and operations, and we've been able to change our program in the last half dozen years.
Which is an amazing feat. The Cowboy Joe Club, I think, has a lot to do with that as well. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, our Cowboy Joe Club is our booster group that supports all of our student athletes, all of our programs, and we are trying, and we've been on this goal for a few years now. We are within 90 donors of reaching 5,000, which we would be the largest booster group in the Mountain West Conference, and we're going to get there, and we're going to get there before December, but we've got 90 left to go, and hopefully we'll exceed 5,000 soon.
Unreal. Well, I know you've been the athletic director here for about 10 years now, so been around sporting events a long time. Can you pick a favorite moment or memory since you've been at Wyoming?
Wow, there's been some great ones, yeah, but great ones. First off, the WNIT championship at home in front of 15,000 crazy cowgirl basketball fans. That can't happen many places. Laramie, Wyoming, it did, which was awesome. Bryce Meredith, being an All-American, competing in the NCAA Wrestling Championships. He's a Cheyenne kid, unbelievable experience. Cowboy football, Josh Allen last year throwing balls to Tanner Gentry, making crazy catches. The dance in the end zone last year when Chase Appleby created a safety in the end zone, awesome experience. Larry Nance, Josh Allen winning the Mountain West Conference. Josh Adams winning the Mountain West Basketball Championship in Vegas. Awesome experience.
Some great memories. It's funny, Tanner Gentry I get to see a lot of. I live in Chicago, so I see a lot of him now that he's with the Bears. So funny how things come full circle. Finally, what are your future goals for this athletic program?
Championships. We've turned the program around, and we are making great strides, but we got to win championships. It's not good enough to just be competitive, and so we've got to. Last year we hosted the Mountain West Championship in football. The Aztecs got us. We got to find a way to get back into that and win it. We've just got to make progress. Our cowgirl basketball team has been close a few times. We've got to step up and get it done. And then to do that, though, we've got to generate more resources. We've got to build better facilities, and we can't rest.
Tom, thanks so much for the time. A win here tonight will help, that's for sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It'll be great if we Cowboys get a victory.
Well, check out our Burst fan feed here. People sending in videos showing us what it's like to be a fan here at Utah State. And I actually have a very interesting fan with me here. Come over here. Hi. I like your mask. What is it like to be a fan here for this Aggies program?
Awesome. The Aggie program is a brotherhood of people. They all come here from all around the country, and they really come to something that's special here.
Is this a hockey mask, or what do you got going on?
Yeah, I do it for the players. I've been doing it about 7 years, and they like it. So.
Who likes it?
All the players.
All the players. Do you have a nickname with this mask on? Something you call yourself?
USU mask.
The USU mask. And is this something you wear at every single football game?
Every game.
Every game. Do you think it's good luck?
Yes.
Are you a superstitious person?
Yes, very superstitious.
So what would happen if you didn't wear this mask to a football game?
We'd probably lose. We're 26-0 with me wearing the mask.
26-0 with you wearing the mask. Well, that is good luck right there. What's your name?
Rob Hendricks.
All right, Rob Hendricks. Thank you so much. We'll have to get some more of those. We'll have to get some more of those masks. Here's more of our fan burst. If you are a fan here at Maverick Stadium, make sure you send it in. And if you are watching this exclusively on Facebook, make sure you are on our stadium Facebook page and you are commenting in the comment section under our game. Tell us what you like, what you don't like. Let us know what you think about the game, who's going to win, everything and anything we will discuss back with you. We'll also have the guys in the booth, Chris Hassel and AJ Hawk, comment, give their opinion, and answer your questions. So make sure you just keep everything coming here on our stadium Facebook page. Right now, the band is playing, though. The band is live. I know some of you commented that you wanted to see the band live, so here it is. Well, you can find more than just college football games here on Facebook. You can actually see reality television, such as Ball in the Family. Check this out.
Big bag, real big bag. Why you mad with your itty bitty bag? Black man getting money like my dad. 100 million on the line, that's a bag. Big bag.
Forget all the other off the court stuff. How do you describe yourself as a coach?
The best coach ever.
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 What can we expect this week?
You can expect some excitement. This last tournament is the last time the scouts are allowed to come out and watch any players. Even it's okay, everybody wants to see the last ball, brother. We the hottest ticket on this little thing.
You gonna put on a show?
We always put on a show. That's why everybody's here.
I'm kind of looking at Melo. It's kind of like me looking in the mirror. From the fact that I was just here at the same tournament, 2 years ago. And now it's kind of crazy looking at where I am today.
A massive crowd came out. It's an AAU game. Police were forced to block the doors.
It's a little different for Melo just because there's no kid bringing in fans like that. For him being 15 with 2 million followers, I don't know any other kid who has that on him.
I got a crowd outside I can't control. I'm going to shut it down. Let me know. They finna shut the whole event down because we got too many people that want to come watch us play.
Looking forward to watching more of Ball in the Family. It's a little loud here on the sidelines. I just had the trumpets coming off the field as the band continued to play. But if you are watching this exclusively on Facebook, make sure you are commenting throughout the second half. We want to hear from you. We want to see what you think about this football game. And we will also continue to ask the guys upstairs, Chris Hassel and AJ Hawk, what they think. Guys, what did you think of that first half?
I thought it was pretty good, Shay. I thought you did a nice job down there on the field. I do think that you might have just lied to us by saying that you were looking forward to watching more on the Ball family. Not sure if that's true, but you know what? You're a company girl. Yeah, you're a company girl. We got a 16-9 lead for Utah State at the half. And Jordan Love might be the story of the first half for Utah State, the backup quarterback.
All right.
7 of 13, 100 yards. He did have that interception, but he's led a couple of good drives. Quite frankly, he probably should have had another touchdown pass, had a drop, had an offensive pass interference go against him late in the first half. AJ Hawk and Chris Hassel with you. On the other side, Josh Allen, really rough first half, 7 of 13, 90 yards and a pick. What have you seen from him so far?
He just doesn't look comfortable. He looks, it started with the very first play of the game, his first pass attempt, I should say, is just a very ill-advised interception thrown off his back foot on a ball that should have been thrown away out of bounds. And he just hasn't really regrouped. He has one rushing touchdown, did a good job to make it on his second effort. But other than that, he just doesn't look very comfortable, and they're getting some pressure on him. He's done a decent job eluding the rush. But if they want a chance to win, he's going to have to kind of get in rhythm, and he never seems to be able to find his rhythm today.
So they've picked him off once. They've sacked him 3 times already. This Utah State defense, got to give them credit as well. They have this Wyoming offense really flustered.
Yeah, and I think we're only going to see more of that in this second half. Utah State's going to have to continue to pressure Josh Allen. In some of the few completions he's had in the first half, you see why he is so special. He shows off that arm strength, and I think Utah State, I look for them to put their foot on the gas and can continue to come after Josh Allen, try to create more turnovers and try to run away with this game.
Thanks for sticking with us at halftime. Utah State back out there on the field, getting set for the second half as we show you how things have gone down in the first half. It was kind of a slow start, a bunch of field goals to start it, but then Wyoming took a 9-6 lead going forward on 4th and 1. Josh Allen got flagged for excessive celebration there. They missed the extra point, and this is the play of the game so far. Wide receiver pass for a touchdown for Utah State. Braylon Roberts from Aaron Vaughns. So they're reaching into the bag of tricks, and it's worked so far for Utah State. They actually ran that same play again. Instead, this time later on in the half, Vaughns kept it and rushed it for a nice gain. So second half, what are you looking for, AJ?
I look for a little bit more of the same. The Utah State offense, I think they're going to have to make a decision on what quarterback to choose. I think they will stick with Love for now. He seems to have a hot hand. although we threw an interception, we saw the head coach talk about they had a great scheme, a great play call against that. So I would think they're going to stay with Love. And for Wyoming, you have to do whatever you can to get Josh Allen in rhythm, and I don't know what it may be.
Yeah, how do you do that? I mean,
it may be some short underneath passes.
As a defender, as a linebacker, let's just put yourself out there on Utah State. What would you not want to see Wyoming do with Josh Allen in the second half?
They can't let him get into that 5-step drop, plant his back foot, and just wing it. We see when he does that, he is spot on. He can make every throw in the book. So find a way to get him off the spot, move him, blitz him up the middle, push the pocket. Even if you do not get sacks, make him move his feet, get outside, get uncomfortable, because that's when he makes those ill-advised throws across the middle, because he has so much confidence in his arm strength. Try to capitalize on some of those risky throws that he makes at times.
This is a rivalry game. We showed you what they're playing for. Bridger's Rifle. It's a cool trophy, and some teams play for 3 and 4 trophies, like Wyoming. They own all 3 trophies right now, including the rifle. AJ, Ohio State, you never got to play for any trophy, did you?
I can't think of any bell, trophy, piece of wood. I never got to play for anything cool like a rifle. The question is the rifle on the field? So, like, let's say you score a touchdown. Can you pick it up and act like you're shooting in the air?
You know what? My guess is you might get flagged for that.
Possibly.
If you're going to get flagged for just, like, spiking the ball, you'll probably get flagged for picking up a gun on the sideline. Though this is the Wild West. We are in Utah. We do have Wyoming fans here, as Craig Bull was telling us. People out here love their guns. Speaking of guns, 47 had some. 02 to 05 at Ohio State, a 2-time All-American, AJ. You're blushing, I can see.
I don't know. I don't know if those numbers are correct. I have no idea what my numbers are, but I'm guessing I had more than 121 tackles in my career. Uh-oh.
Think they're shortchanging you?
I don't care. I probably had less career tackles than that.
69 solo, though. 7 interceptions as well, a long career with the Green Bay Packers. First year out of the league. How are things going? I mean, I haven't had a chance to talk to you since the great career you've had.
Honestly, I really enjoy doing this. I love doing games. I always knew I wanted to. Yeah, definitely safer. My head feels better after games. But I really enjoy it. Honestly, it's a huge challenge. You're never going to feel like you ever have this thing figured out, that's for sure. So I love being here. And we were talking about difference between college and NFL games. Mm-hmm. I love, like, the pageantry that goes into college games. I love the band. I love the fans. It's just it's a lot of fun being here in person.
Hey, you started your career with Brett Favre as your quarterback, and then you had to face him against Minnesota. It's your boy Clay Matthews ripping the jersey there. You're there as well.
Yeah, I played 2 years with Brett Favre, and he is compared to Josh Allen at times. They definitely both have that gunslinger mentality, and they have the confidence to make every single throw on the field. It's a lot of times it's hit or miss, and today for Josh Allen has not been a whole lot of hit. And the thing about him is all it takes is one good drive really to get back in that mode.
Interception on his first throw of the game, but his Wyoming Cowboys only down 7 at the half as we send it down to Shea Pepler.
Hey guys, I just had to interrupt a meeting actually with Coach Bull and the referees. He was not happy about that unsportsmanlike call earlier in the first half, which is something that we talked about a lot, and he was just expressing to them, hey, I didn't think that was a fair call. I didn't see any unsportsmanlike activity, and they talked through it a little bit. So I interrupted that and asked him what adjustments he needs to make at the half. He says, we got to get the running game going. He says, Utah State really has an understanding for our passing game, so we need to get some rushing yards on the board.
Just 23 rushing yards in the first half for Wyoming, and as we mentioned in the first quarter, they wanted 150 plus in this game to have a chance. Maybe they'll get an explosive play from Tyler Hall, the nation's leader in kickoff returns. Had a good 33-yard return in the first half.
If they've ever needed one of his kickoff returns, it's now. Try to take this fan base out of the game because they are ready to roll. We see the student section.
Second half is underway. Utah State has scored the last 10 points as we start the third from the goal line, and he gets upended at the 24. Boy, this Aaron Vaughn's kid is everywhere. Running it, passing it, catching it, and making tackles.
He's got to get tired at some point, doesn't he?
Hall's a bit shaken up, too. took a tumble. So we'll have to keep our eye on that. He's not just a kick returner either. Ball is a starting cornerback. So let's see what Josh Allen can do to start the second half. His first pass was an interception. Just 90 yards through the air. Does have that rushing touchdown on 4th and 1. A straight drop to throw. Zings it left. And it's incomplete, intended for Austin Conway into the shadows as they start to work their way across the field here at Maverick Stadium. Jamarcus Ingram on the coverage.
You're right. They thing head coach Greg Bowl talks about. They want to eat the clock up. They want that time of possession in their favor and keep their defense off the field. And the way this offense is looking so far, they're not showing any signs of that.
They had one point in this game where it looked like they might have had things clicking a little bit. Woods has had a couple of big holes to run through in this game, but a lot of sacks really cut into the rushing yardage for Wyoming. There's 3 sacks in the first half. 3rd down and 5. Time of possession very even to this point.
It doesn't feel like it though, does it?
No, it doesn't.
It really doesn't.
And he's been under a lot of pressure, has Josh Allen. In motion is C.J. Johnson, who had a couple touchdown passes, catches rather, last time out. Quick throw, and it's caught by Conway, and he spins his way close to the first down. He's right at the sticks. And I think he might have it. They'll stop the clock. And it will be a first down.
A little man pressure here shown by Utah State. You see Christiansen there with his huge club comes into the picture. Playing with a gigantic club on his left hand there. As his coach tells us what he's the one-arm tackler.
The one-arm tackling bandit.
One-arm tackling bandit. That
big first down for Wyoming. They got to get something going. Nothing there. Body slam. That's Devon Anderson on the tackle. Look at that club. Shay?
Hey guys, yeah. So Coach Wells says linebacker Chase Christiansen comes from a coaching family. He's got those intangibles, just has a knack for making big plays or big tackles. Even right now, with a broken hand, he is playing and making those tackles with one hand. Coach says he can imagine how hard this is, but Christiansen just plays through it. Used to play on special teams, but because of that broken hand, coach has taken him out of special teams, and yeah, he's calling him the one-hand tackling bandit. I love it.
And it's his birthday.
And it's his birthday.
Not going to like that, though. A first down to James Price at midfield. You get the sense that it might just take a few plays like this and that Wyoming offense will start clicking. We saw it click in a hurry once they got something going 2 weeks ago, last game against Texas State, when they scored 31 points in 1 quarter.
Yeah, it's not about confidence for Josh Allen. It's simply about hitting multiple in a row completions and getting this offense moving down the field.
Play action to pass it. Under pressure, spins away and goes down. And he might be hurt. Grabbing that helmet and clutching that left knee, it looked like. He got out of, and we see it often, gets out of that first wave, but then he saw a blue shirt charging in, and he crumpled.
Another guy slipping on this turf. We've seen it all game. He's been sacked 4 times now. He's just kind of been running for his life. Sacked 4 times, probably should be about 7.
Yeah, he's made a bunch of Aggies miss. They'll send pressure again. It's a screen. And well defended. Dallin Levitt had that interception to start the game. He's pointing to the guns. He can pick it and he can stick it. 3rd and 16, just when you thought Wyoming had things working. A sack, and now 3rd and long, both teams. 33% on 3rd downs in this game. Allen to throw, pressure again. Nothing doing. That's the 2nd consecutive screen pass, and sniffed out very nicely by the Utah State defense as Nico Evans gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
3rd and long is always a high screen down for offenses. It's basically a low-risk play where you're hoping something could possibly happen. You break a few tackles and you can gain the 1st down when you have 3rd and long. But this Utah State defense was all over it from the jump.
Zaleski gets it away to the far side of the field. Fair catch at the 15-yard line. Shay?
Hey, guys, let's check in on Facebook and see what some people are saying in the comment section. First of all, AJ, some love for you. Jordan Kin says, I like having AJ Hawk in the booth. Go, Pack, go. So that's kind of nice, right? You got some fans up there.
Sure.
Brent Morey says, Wyoming is coming back, and they're going to stomp on Utah State. Go, Pokes. Jared Scow saying, Utah State has the confidence now they're going to run away with this game. His prediction is 37-23. Aggies. And then here's a question for you, AJ, really quick before I send it back to you guys. How hard is it to play linebacker with a broken hand?
It's not fun. I never had to wear the full club, but I've definitely played with a cast multiple times. And when you can only use one hand to grab, it makes it a bit challenging. But if you have a club, you know what? That club turns into a great weapon at times.
Tell Wyoming fans real frustrated with the comments here. Terrible, just terrible. I've seen a lot of that. And there's some kind of a fan game that they're playing here.
Oh, I thought Shay was taking part.
What?
Go, Shay, go.
Didn't they ask
go,
you
Shay.
They wanted you to be in this relay.
Oh, my God.
What was that?
What is going on here? Is that part of the game?
This guy proposing?
You have to put pads on and kiss someone.
Oh, this is a thing. This
before
is
the
what,
other team does it.
Yeah. You thought that was me?
No, we thought you were going to take part in this.
Oh, no.
Oh, what? Hopefully they know each other.
I don't know, that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
The way he reacted, I'm not sure.
Paige told us this is kind of a tradition. She told us you kiss the A in Aggies, not another human being, so I'm not sure.
I don't think those two human beings knew each other.
They do
now. It
now.
could be a new reality show, guys. You never know nowadays.
Touche. Credit to that guy. If he just wants to get a cheap one, maybe tonight they'll go and have some coffee and talk about it.
Saturday night in Logan, get yourself some coffee. Right up the middle, and it's Lawan Hunt for 5 on 1st down. Jordan Love is still out there.
You got to go with him. He definitely has the hot hand. You stuck with him through the interception. Keep him in the rest of the half.
He is the future, and they have burned the red shirt on Trey Miller, the true freshman running back, who saw his first action and fumbled on his very first carry. Love keeps it and throws it out into the flat. It's Zach Van Leeuwen.
That's just a little option to where the quarterback can keep it, but if the corner bites on the run fake, you just throw it out like it's a bubble screen almost, or a very, very wide toss.
Love to the sideline, and that was intended for Braylon Roberts. Really good defense from Rico Gafford.
Rico Gafford is definitely a cornerback that you feel comfortable having him man-to-man on a big, tall receiver like that. Knows how to attack the ball.
Big old stick. Logan Wilson, the sophomore Mike linebacker, freshman of the year last season. He was also a freshman All-American.
Logan Wilson's an absolute stud. Last week, what'd you call it, Chris, or 2 weeks ago, the strip 6 he had a couple weeks back.
Against Texas State, just stripped it right out of the quarterback's hands and ran it into the end zone for one of 3 non-offensive touchdowns in that game for Wyoming. And they might need a non-offensive touchdown in this game the way the offense has been stumbling. 3rd and 11, pressure coming, and what a pick! This might be another non-offensive touchdown. Kevin Prosser, 30 yards the other way.
I think they might have got Jordan Love again with the zone blitz where you drop out your defensive end to confuse the quarterback.
Had 2 defensive touchdowns last game, and they're an extra point away from tying the score in the 3rd. Had a bad snap and hold on the last PAT attempt, and it was Cooper Roth's first missed PAT of his career. That one's good. He's now 79 for 80 in his short career. Kevin Prosser.
Such an athletic play here. Watch Kevin Prosser comes from his defensive end spot, drops in the middle of the field. Jordan Love does not even see him, tries to throw over top of him, but Prosser is too athletic, goes up, snatches the ball out of the air. Look at that catch.
That is one of the best plays you will see all day in college football.
Watch the return here. This return is unbelievable. I told you, once these guys get the ball in their hand, they turn into running backs and receivers.
Prosser missed the Texas State game with a shoulder injury. They like him as a pass rusher. They dropped him back this time, and it worked out magnificently. So the 2 defensive ends have interceptions in this game, Prosser and Granderson. Shay?
Well, you read my mind, Chris. I was thinking the same thing. Prosser comes back from an injury, and he picks him off and scores a touchdown. But I'm actually in the Utah State fan section here. They're still excited. It's homecoming, right, guys? Yes. They're going to turn things around, shift the momentum here. I got Paige with me, our social media correspondent, although she doesn't look like she can be checking social media with a foam finger.
Yeah, I decided that I wanted to enjoy some of the concessions, know what that's like, so I can tell the folks at home that next time they should be here in the stadium, right? But it's been really great going in and out of the student section. It's so energized still, even though Wyoming just scored. It's awesome. You could not believe the fans that are packing the concessions up there. Everywhere, it's packed everywhere.
And they're dancing down here. I love it. Are you guys dancing in the booth up there?
Yep.
I'm where all the fun is.
Yes, we are.
Clearly.
It's too bad there's not a camera on us right now. We saw old Big Blue in the student section dancing as well. The mascot, there he is.
Of course, it's playing Backstreet. These young kids love it.
Or the older kids, more like. I don't know if the young kids even know who that is.
They have no idea.
I heard some NSYNC on the radio on the way here. 16-16, we've got ourselves a tie ball game with 8:46 to go. We mentioned at the outset of this one that these 2 teams are known for scoring touchdowns through defense, through special teams, and even some of the points the offenses have put up. It's been set up by defensive plays.
I wonder if Matt Wells will stay with Jordan Love. He's coming back on the field now for this drive, but do you continue to stick with him after he's made the mistake twice now against that zone blitz that Wyoming has run? 2 interceptions, 1 for a touchdown.
And you got to wonder if maybe Kent Myers has some kind of injury as they go with El Toro. Allen off the left side. He's got the corner, 40-yard line and out of bounds. And we did see Myers with his helmet on late in the first half, so I don't think it's any kind of head issue. Use some more runs like this.
El Toro Allen with the speed to get around the corner, get the big gain on first down.
It's a keeper for Love, and he stumbled. Boy, that turf monster is wreaking havoc in this game.
Winger here with a good job of fronting up the offensive lineman, or it was the tight end, I should say, and setting the edge so Jordan Love has nowhere to go and can't turn the corner.
Pocket holds, and Love one-hops it to the intended receiver. It's Braylon Roberts.
Utah State really needs something here, Chris. You can feel
how quickly this thing changed.
Sucked out of the energy. I know Shea was with the fans. I'm going to call that a little bit of fake enthusiasm from those fans trying to make themselves feel better, talk themselves into thinking that things are going to be okay.
We're all right. We're all right. Keep the comments coming, by the way, on Facebook. Keeping an eye on every single one of them.
Coaches love fake enthusiasm too, Chris.
Love. Incomplete and maybe intercepted. Did he hang on? I think he did. Rico Gafford with his 4th interception of the season. It was tipped. Gafford juggled it. And we'll take a closer look. But it is ruled a pick.
The ball skills of these defenders are off the charts.
Ooh, that is really close.
Let's see if Gafford kept that hand underneath the ball or if it did hit the turf. But just the awareness to know that the ball was coming at him. As
he got it.
That's a
catch. He kept that thing off the carpet. Great job by the crew getting that look from behind, because this is not going to be overturned. They're going to review it, but that will not be overturned based on the looks that we have gotten.
Enrico Gafford had Tarver on his back. You see, actually hits him in the back of the head, tries to break this up, and Gafford, oh my goodness, is able to not let that ball touch the turf.
What
spectacular.
An amazing set of interceptions for this defense so far today. From Granderson at the defensive end position with a great hands, just snatching a missile out of the air. Prosser leaping up for the pick 6. And now that juggling interception off the deflection from Rico Gafford. The 4th turnover of the game for Utah State and the 3rd interception for Love. I'm going to show you every angle we have. I have not seen one where that ball is on the turf.
No, see, usually tips and overthrows, you got to have them. Coaches will stress that all the time. And in this defense, Wyoming is matching up in a man-to-man coverage. So usually when a tipped ball is thrown against man-to-man, your back is turned, you don't really have a chance to get the interception. Rico Gafford here has awareness as he's closing in on his man, Tarver.
I'd like to know, everyone watching it out there and commenting, does anyone think that this should be overturned? Because I think you're nuts if you do.
We never saw an angle to where the ball was touching the ground. That's why I don't think you can overturn this.
And it shouldn't take much longer. Shay, what do you got?
Hey guys, Kent Myers over here on the sidelines throwing the football. He was holding his helmet right before that interception here on the sideline. So it doesn't appear that he is injured. It seems like he's warming up his arm again. We'll see what coach goes with here.
Here's the call.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. Wyoming ball, 1st down.
It's the right call.
Hey Chris, what if they crowdsourced replays to the Facebook crowd?
And what? Just vote on it?
Yeah, let them vote. You have 30 seconds to vote on this. Catch, no catch. Go.
Might be the wave of the future, and I'm not seeing many people arguing with that call. I think it was clear as day based on the great angles that we had from our crew here in Logan, Utah. So it's 1st and 10, Wyoming, and it's a keeper for Josh Allen inside the 35-yard line.
Josh Allen here with the zone read, and he with the keeper. Josh Allen is fearless. I tell you what, it's not a confidence issue with this guy. He's not scared to put his shoulder down. As we saw early in the game, took a huge shot on the Utah State sideline. He's running right up the middle and running through guys.
Well, I spoke too soon. I thought everyone was on the same page, but Ryan Harris says the nose of the ball hits the turf, says that we all must be high.
Okay, Ryan.
I can promise you we're not high. We are high up in the press box.
What's Ryan been doing? That's the question.
Certainly not wearing his glasses. That's for darn sure. Milo Hall, a pickup of 4 yards on 1st down. And now, man, this game swung in a hurry because the last time Wyoming had the football, they were down 16-9, and they couldn't get anything going on offense.
You turn the ball over 4 times, Chris, and you're still tied in the game. Utah State should actually be excited about that part.
2nd and 6. Nice move. Flag is out. Trey Woods slipped a tackler, but a marker is down in the backfield at the 35-yard line. Eddie Shelton, our referee from the Mountain West.
Holding. 33 of the offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay 2nd down.
You get Josh Harshman, the tight end.
He's holding. Actually, he kind of got blasted and decided to pull the defender on top of him. It's kind of a tough call to make there. He didn't grab him with 2 arms. It looked like he was trying to save himself from falling down, so he kind of grabbed a bit of jersey.
Joshua says nobody's safe when the announcers can read the comments. That's why we love it. Conway on the reception to the 36-yard line, but it'll bring up a 3rd down and long, and they're just outside field goal range, I would think. If they could pick up a few more yards, they might be able to attempt a go-ahead field goal. Cooper Roth has a long of 49. In high school, he hit one from 55. And again, not much wind to deal with at all on this gorgeous day in Utah.
Josh Allen wants the 1st down. He doesn't want 5 or 6. Try to make it an easier field goal.
Well, this is going to make it a lot harder on him. 3 flags, all kinds of movement.
False start. Offense. Number 55. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Another look at how Wyoming got the football back. Even better look at how this ball was kept off the carpet.
The right hand got under it.
Allen keeps, and he's close to the 30, but another flag is out late in the middle of the field near the 40-yard line.
Holding. Offense. Number 79. 10-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
True freshman Logan Harris there, the center, getting called for holding. There's a lot on your plate as a center, so to be a true freshman says a lot about you, of what you can handle. You're making a lot of those protection calls. Obviously, you're touching the ball every single play. It's a lot to do for a young guy stepping in his 1st year in college.
What's an A.J. Hawks playbook on 3rd and 27? If you can pick up 20, you're in field goal range.
True. You need some time. Josh Allen needs time to step back and let these deep routes produce.
They only rush 3. Allen is going to try to run it. He gets the corner, and he's inside the 40, and he threw the ball down.
Some frustration coming out, Chris.
He was banging around like a pinball over there in front of the Utah State sideline.
You got to love this fire. He's just upset, frustrated, saying, hey, you guys can't even get me down. I'm taking on your whole defense. Juking you, stiff arms, shoulder, lowering my shoulder. Get out of here. Throw that ball. Spike it.
Now, that is more of an unsportsmanlike to me than what he did after the touchdown.
Oh, of course.
But this one wasn't called.
No.
And on 4th and 14, they're going to punt it from the 38-yard line. Jordan Nathan back to return. And Nathan's going to get a crack at this. Gets out of a tackle, and he gets near the 20-yard line. So a net of just 20 yards on that punt. Drew Van Manen making the tackle. Didn't work out well for Wyoming at all. Usually you would never see a returner getting a chance on a punt from the 38-yard line.
No, that's the penalties are an absolute killer.
I'm going to face.
I heard Shay.
You hear me talking?
We hear you.
Hello, everybody. All right, let's check in again with Facebook and these comments that people are saying. There's some good ones. I will give you that, Facebook. I think this game is going to come down to who wants it more. Both teams playing a great game. Let's go, Pokes. That's from Casey. Thank you, Casey. Okay, Jessica says, Prosser, the next Wyoming starting running back is what I meant. Obviously, he plays on defense. Do you think that he should play on offense? Rose says, keep going, Wyoming. And then here's Trendon. He says, Wyoming, I think you found your problem with your offense. You put all your talented receivers and ball carriers on the defensive side of the ball.
That's a good one. That's a good comment.
That is a good one, right?
Yeah.
Mosker says, it's not the Wyoming defense, it's the second Wyoming offense. Go Poke. So a lot of love for this Wyoming defense, guys.
3 interceptions. 2 from defensive ends. And more from the student section. It's the burst.
Not quite as lively as it was before, huh, Chris?
It's a nice picture.
They're still hanging around, hoping this offense can get going. Chris, I don't know if you noticed, but Shea seems to have shifted down into the sun.
It's got to be cold down there in
Shea,
the shade.
what happened? You were posted up, now you moved.
It's a little chilly down here, so I need to stay in the sun to keep warm. I don't have hand warmers and a fancy booth and hot food like you guys. I'm really roughing it down here on the field.
Hey, we can't even use the restroom up here.
Oh, yeah, boo-hoo. Neither can I.
Didn't even get to have a shot at the lasagna, the pregame meal.
No commercials. That's what we do on Facebook. We're roughing it for you guys.
We love it. Hey, Myers is back in, and he's throwing on first down, incomplete, intended for Ronquavian Tarver, and a late flag. Really late.
Robert Priester looks like he got his hand around the hip and turned him here. The ref's going to throw that flag all day.
Pass interference. Defense, number 2. First down, spot of the 5.
Yeah, it's not as
didn't see anything there.
Not as blatant as I thought. It looked like he timed it up much better than I thought. So my apologies to Priester. You timed that up much better than I originally thought I saw.
16 apiece. Utah State has turned it over 4 times. Wyoming just once. Yet Utah State has the ball and a chance to take the lead in this game. Myers has time, swings it out. That's Hunt. Ripped down by Andrew Wingard. Not spinning past him. Shy of the first down. Quickly to the line, but slowly to the call, and Myers has a first down. Where is Shea Pepler, by the way? Oh, hey, Shea. You should have brought your sunglasses.
I'm in the court.
Are you all right? It's altitude sickness. It's getting her again.
I'm in the corner, in the only spot where there's sun. I got a great view, though, guys. It's all good. I don't need to be in the shade. It's too cold.
Get Shea some water.
I know.
Some
See,
coffee or
I
something.
told you, roughing it down here.
1st and 10 after the Myers keeper. And the senior to throw. He was looking left. He thought he was going to have a safety valve, and nobody was there. So Garrett Krall got to him.
Garrett Krall, the redshirt freshman, with just a hustle play.
See, he thought Hunt was going to be wide on the sideline, but Hunt was too busy blocking. And Myers was surprised.
Coaches will tell you.
Hicksville, Ohio.
You have a high
around
motor.
Your neck of the woods there.
That's
AJ.
right. He's a high motor guy from Ohio. I love it. You keep it moving. You keep running the ball. Good things happen.
Everyone out of Ohio, a high motor.
That is right.
Myers over the middle. It's caught by Raymond. And, oh, boy, almost broke free there, but he's within a yard of the first down. Pickup of 17.
Dax Raymond is a stud. He really is.
And he's just a sophomore out of Provo, Utah.
Such an athletic tight end.
Quick pass. Tried to set up the tunnel screen there to Tarver, and he has the first down.
Look where that tempo helps you. You have a big play, you run to the line, the defense is kind of reeling. First down. Keep moving the chains. Keep this Wyoming defense on the field. Try to wear him down.
Myers rolling out of the pocket, looking downfield and incomplete. He's going to Scarver on the sideline. And again, Myers was out of this game for a quarter and a half or so. Jordan Love, the freshman, who's seen action in almost every game this season. Looks like he had the reins handed over to him. He started hot, but 3 interceptions for Love. And it's now Myers potentially closing this game for Utah State. To throw again. Jump pass, and it's incomplete. Flags in the backfield right after Myers let that go. It was intended for the freshman Trey Miller.
Holding. Offense. Number 76. 10-yard penalty. Replay second down.
They got Roman Andrews, the left tackle. It's Utah State offensive line, a lot like the Wyoming offensive line, very inexperienced. In fact, the first game of the season against Wisconsin, they had 5 starters that had never started a game on the offensive line for Utah State.
Wyoming makes it tough for them. They were sitting back in zone coverage, passing off the crossers. This Utah State O-line had to hold their blocks for about a second and a half longer. They just couldn't hold up.
Play clock under 5. And it's a handoff and running room until a bunch of white shirts swarm Trey Miller. The true freshman, they burned his red shirt in this game. There were whispers that that was going to happen because of the lack of production from the run game between Lawan Hunt, El Toro Allen, and Justin Hervey. 19 first-time starters this season for the Aggies. It's top 5 in the FBS, and all those linemen. 3rd down and 16 in a tie ball game with 90 seconds to go in the 3rd.
If you're Kent Myers, you just cannot have a turnover here. Take the low-risk screen pass, short.
Delay a game. And that rarely, if ever, happens to Utah State. I think Matt Wells is out there saying, I called a timeout before the flag was thrown. I believe that's what they're discussing.
I wouldn't want to burn a timeout if I'm Matt Wells.
There is no foul on the play. Timeout, Utah State. First charge of the half.
Yeah, on 3rd and really long, probably not going to get a first down anyway.
Yeah, kind of take your medicine. We know we're going to punt it most likely anyway.
So for this timeout, we send you into the stands. Shay, I'm sure she's in the sun somewhere in the stands, right?
Oh, you know it. I am in the sun. I'm joined by Jacob, who's the head of the herd, which is a big group here. A lot of fans, part of the herd. Yeah! Jacob, tell me about the herd. What is it?
So the herd is USU student section. I'm in charge of the herd committee, and we throw dope parties and events at the games like this. As you can see, we're all having a very good time. It's just all the students here.
How did you get to be head of the herd? How does that work?
So with our school, we have school elections, and so I ran for this position. I was voted in by the student body because I know what I'm doing here, you know?
Okay, what are you doing? How are you getting everyone fired up today?
We do the chants, we do the cheers, we get hyped. We got Big Blue right here. We got my hype squad boys over here. We cheer on the team. We're the 12th man on the field.
All right, I want to hear one of those cheers that you can start with everyone. Can you do that for me?
Those cheers? Yeah, oh, I definitely can. Are you ready? Let's go Aggies! Let's go Aggies! Woohoo! Let's go Aggies! Let's go Aggies! Let's go Aggies!
I like that guy.
Are you guys confused about who they're cheering for? Oh, it's loud down here. I'm in the student section. I'm sending it back to you guys to watch the football game.
And they're going to love that because on 3rd and 16, Aaron Vaughns has a first down.
Matt Wells said, yeah, we did want that timeout, AJ. We got a play that's going to get us 17.
He showed you.
He sure did.
I wonder what that sash was all about. If we go back to him, let's ask him about the sash and the hair. Got to ask him about the hair, right?
Leads dope cheers, as he said.
Utah State has had a lot more success moving the football in this game. But 4 turnovers is the reason why we're tied at 16 here in the waning moments of the third quarter. But they're driving now, and that's really inexcusable for a defense giving up a 3rd and 16. Hurd looking on. Might already be in field goal range with the great Dominic Eberle out of Nuremberg, Germany. 13 for 14 on the season. Already a 50-yarder and a 45-yarder in this game. And they can let the clock run all the way out in the third if they want to. They decide to run one more play. The flag is thrown. Now, the play clock had not run out, but a flag was thrown, and I think they're going to just have a timeout.
Utah State.
Now that's
why would they waste another one?
So that's a really bad one because they could not have gotten a delay of game penalty. The game clock was going to hit double zeros before the play clock would have hit double zeros. So that is a wasted timeout, and Utah State only has one. I think Shea's still with the Herd.
Yeah, guys, I'm still with Jacob here, and I hear you guys have some questions for Jacob.
Sash?
I hear you guys have some questions for Jacob. What do you want to know, Chris?
What's up with that sash and the hair?
What's up with your outfit, your sash, and your hair?
Perfect. So at our school, we sing the Scotsman. That's the song. We go, man, man. So I'm known as the living Scotsman. So we got my kilt, we got our hair. We're going into battle out here, right? We're the fans. We're ready to go to war. And we sing the Scotsman, and it goes in tradition with our school as well.
I love it, Jacob. Anything else? AJ, what do you got? You got a question?
Has he seen Braveheart?
Have you seen Braveheart?
2 seconds.
Of course I've seen Braveheart. I modeled myself after Braveheart. Actually, at home, mounted in my room, I have my Braveheart sword. That was my inspiration for putting this together.
Tell him he's the MVP of the game.
You are the MVP of the game.
I am the MVP. I don't want to say that, but I know you guys said it, so we'll say that.
All right, Jacob, thank you. Get back to your job now.
I'm going back to the seats.
All right, guys, back to you.
Yeah, I think he just moved ahead of the guy with the Jason mask as my favorite Utah State fan. 2 seconds left in the third quarter. After the timeout Utah State had to burn. The second timeout they burned on this drive because the play clock was winding down. Myers again looking to the sideline. Fans are getting a little restless. I'm not used to seeing this out of the offense. Used to seeing them snap it like they did at the start of the game at 25 seconds on the play clock. Myers throws back shoulder, incomplete. Fans thought maybe there should have been a pass interference penalty on Priester, but I thought it was good coverage on Dax Raymond. And it is the end of the third quarter. And we got ourselves a tight one. 16-16.
Hey guys, let's check out our Burst fan feed. Fans are sending in videos, putting them on the Burst fan feed.
There he is.
And it is very loud. I'm still in the student section. I am going to get out of here in a second, I promise. But behind me are a lot of the student athletes. Women's track and field, gymnastics, women's basketball. I got all the student athletes behind me. Right, guys? What's up?
They're ready to go for the fourth. A tie game, and despite those 4 turnovers, Utah State right in this thing, and really they have been the better team in this game, moving the football. They have really bottled up Josh Allen, but it's just those few mistakes. The interceptions, 2 of them to defensive ends, 1 of them resulting in a pick 6. Wyoming has it there for the taking. Wyoming trying to get to 2-0 in conference play. Utah State trying to get to 2-1. And whoever wins this game will get to 4 wins and move within 2 of bowl eligibility. For Utah State, that would be huge, coming off a really disappointing 3-9 season. Shay?
Hey guys, well earlier you were talking about the youth of this Utah State team, and we asked Coach about this, and he basically said, hey, I have a lot of young guys in terms of playing experience, but not in terms of age. He doesn't have a lot of 18-year-olds running around. He said they just need to get more of that playing experience, which clearly they are getting today in a very back and forth battle.
Big play to start the 4th quarter. 3rd down and 7 from the 31-yard line for Kent Myers, the senior. And again, it is a rivalry game. 68th meeting between Utah State and Wyoming in what they call Bridger's Battle for that Bridger's rifle. Pressure coming. Myers steps up, has all kinds of room. Inside the 20, down near the 10-yard line. Angled out by Marcus Epps.
You see this happen on 3rd down a lot all over the country. You try to match up in the back end with all of your defenders, the quarterback pulls it down, and everyone wonders why nobody is there. It's because their backs are turned. They're chasing their man that they have in coverage. They don't even know that the quarterback pulled it down in coverage, and it's not their fault. It's the job of the defensive lineman up front to keep him bottled up and not let the quarterback pull it down, because there's nobody there to stop him.
Myers is the leading rusher for Utah State entering this game. He'll keep it again. Oh, not able to shake Kevin Prosser, who had the pick 6. Great open field tackler. That might have been a touchdown.
Kevin Prosser with the ability to stop on a dime and make the open field tackle. Can't say enough about a play like that. It almost looks, he made it look too easy. That's such a difficult play right there. Prosser with the athleticism to just make it look like it's an everyday tackle that anyone can make.
Hunt is the running back as they look back for the call. Hunt will switch over to the right side of Myers. There is nobody to the left, but they'll run it left. Hunt inside the 5. Keep those comments coming on Facebook. You see the audience ramping up as we head into crunch time in a tie ball game, in a very important game in the Mountain West Mountain Division. 3rd down and 3. They can get a 1st down inside the 1. 6 of 14 on 3rd downs in this game. A timeout is called by Wyoming.
Timeout. Wyoming.
First timeout.
First charge timeout of the half. 30 seconds in length.
For the Cowboys.
Craig Bowl didn't like what he saw there. He absolutely sprinted down the sideline, chasing after the official. Make sure he got that timeout. Did not like the look that he got from Utah State and wanted to regroup and talk it over.
All right, AJ. It's 3rd and 3. What do you like for Utah State? And what do you like on Facebook as well?
But I would love to know what all the Facebook coaches have to say, because we all feel good about it.
I don't know. Do people really want to put out there what they think should be done?
Well, no,
they don't really think they can do as good as the coaches do.
We are with them. That's the thing. We're all, anyone like us that just sits here and watches as a fan, we all have our opinion, so I'd love to know what everyone thinks. If I'm this Wyoming defense, you find a way to get some kind of pressure, but keep the quarterback in the pocket. Make Kent Myers beat you with his arm. Don't let him break contain, because if he does, it's going to be a touchdown when they're on the 5 going in. 4, I should say.
Playing for Bridger's rifle. Wyoming won it last year. This is the 14th play of the drive for Kent Myers and Utah State. 3rd down and 3. Again, they can get a 1st down inside the 1. 3 receivers to the far side of the field, none to the short side. Hunt, the running back. The give is to Hunt, and that's Wingert. I mean, you can see him coming a mile away with that wavy hair flapping in the breeze. And they're going to have to kick a field goal. He sniffed that out, AJ.
Wingert down the line.
That's a football player.
Huge stop. Absolutely gigantic stop here by the Wyoming defense. Bend but don't break. Don't let him in. Who cares if they go 14, 15 plays? Hold them to 3 and it's a win.
22-yarder. It's a fake, and it's a touchdown. DJ Nelson, the holder, running it in for Utah State. Nelson had a blocked punt return for a touchdown last week, the reigning special teams player of the week in the Mountain West. He might win it again this week. The local kid from Logan High, doing everybody proud.
Not only do you take the Wyoming field goal block by surprise, but they're also tired. They just made a big third down stop. They finally think we got off the field. They relax for a half of a second, and you throw the fake at them. Beautiful play calling here by Utah State.
And the extra point right in those All-State hands. Just when Wyoming thought it had to stop, DJ Nelson, the 5'9" holder, with a touchdown in his second consecutive game. That was really close. You got to make sure on these plays that your knee is off the ground when you get it, or else it's dead. And those fans love it. I'd love to take another look at that Nelson play from behind to see how close that was to his knee being down when he possessed the football to hold it. As it was close. Obviously nothing you can do about it now if you're Wyoming. But let's check this out one more time. Watch the knee. Is the knee down when he catches that? I think it might have been.
It's too late now.
It's too late. Wyoming could have challenged that. Now, that's not something that I thought of until I saw the replay.
Guys, this is what Coach Bull was afraid of. He told us earlier in the week that in the past, Utah State has blocked a punt or returned a kickoff for a touchdown or done something on special teams that has resulted in a big play. Obviously, that's just what happens right now. And he said to us earlier on the call, said, hey, we need to do something on special teams that results in an explosive play. So this is exactly what Coach Bull was afraid of. It goes in favor of Utah State as opposed to the Cowboys.
Boy. That is, maybe after the kickoff, we'll see that view one more time. I'd love to see that view one more time after the kickoff, because that was really close.
I'm wondering there. It goes back to my down by contact rule, Chris.
Right. If his knee is down, the play is dead. Or it's supposed to be if it's called right.
Do they ever call that though?
Rarely.
I can't remember seeing that called on a fake field goal or extra point.
It's because you have to have the knee up when you get it. Let's take one more look at it. Knee's definitely down. Mountain West officials saying that is a legal play. So the knee does not have to be up.
Okay, on fakes, the holder can have his knee down.
It's funny, we were just talking about that as Allen lofts one to Price at midfield. The only player that can have his knee down and not be down is the holder.
Makes sense. It's one more rule we don't have to change. Try to change through our crowdsourcing in Facebook.
To me, it doesn't make sense at all.
But how are you supposed to fake field goals then if you got to have
get the knee up?
That's kind of awkward.
Well, it's a fake. I mean, you're going to have to. I don't like it. That's the rule. I don't like it.
Hey, I respect your opinion. I disagree.
Allen pump fakes. He's going to run it himself. Hit out of bounds, and there's the mark.
Late hit.
2 flags come out. A 3rd flag is out. And add 15 yards onto the back end.
Those are just penalties that you 100% can avoid.
Personal foul. Defense number 36. Late hit out of bounds. 15 yards from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
I'll tell you what, great work by the tech crew. These mics all over the field. I love all the commentary we're getting from the fans around this game. Good work, Justin, our audio guy. Beautiful placement of these microphones. We're really getting a feel. We feel like we're down on the field with them.
Put a sensor on that guy. He's not happy. 1st and 10. It was the right call, in my opinion. Especially when all 3 flags fly. Nothing doing for Trey Woods. Facebook is fired up right now. They're going nuts because Wyoming fans think that should have been ruled down. I think the rule is a terrible rule. If the holder can have his knee down, then everybody should be able to have his knee down.
Well, that's why the down by contact rule should be abolished.
Exactly.
You need
if
to
you
be
abolish the down
down
by contact rule, then it's fine.
Yeah,
but you can't have it one way and not the other. That's like saying one guy on the field has to have 2 feet in instead of 1. But I digress. That's Overstreet. Kellen Overstreet with his first carry of the game, and he didn't get a carry last game either. 30th of the season. It'll bring up a 3rd down and short.
Overstreet coming in saying, don't forget about me. I'm sure he has some extra added juice knowing that young Trey Woods has been carrying the load for this team.
Fans making noise on 3rd and 3. Allen's going to run it himself. Great blocking, and Allen is free and trips up the turf monster with his 6th tackle of the game.
Oh, he has to be sick over this. Designed quarterback power, makes a man miss, and just can't get his feet up enough. As you say, the turf monster with at least its 6th tackle of the day. Oh.
Levitt kind of slapped the knee and just knocked him off balance a touch. And it was enough. Again, it's 1st and 10 from just outside the 10. And Allen is sacked again. Mohalika Waeske. I memorized the name so I can say it right. I think I did. Now he's holding that right shin.
Yeah, he might have got leg whipped a bit. Well, SK making the tackle in space by the big man. 300-pounder making it happen.
Pressure coming, gets rid of it. Overstreet. Knocked out at the 12 by Levitt.
Look at Levitt using the sideline as another defender. You use your leverage, go inside out. The sideline is your friend if you're a defender. Force them out of bounds. Don't let them cut back across your face and make the good, clean tackle. Put them in 3rd and long.
3rd and 11. Wyoming down by 7 with 9 minutes to play in the game. What does Josh Allen have up his sleeve? Pressure coming from the blind side. And he forces an incompletion. Baron Gajkowski, blindside blitzer. Hit him just in the nick of time.
Allen is gingerly coming off the field. That has to hurt everywhere.
And now every Utah State fan is saying, watch the fake. It's not a fake. The kick is good. There is a flag. Flag on the near side as Cooper Ruff kicks it through, and Allen is hurt as we see him on the sideline. Looks like he might have been looking at the shoulders there. Keep the cameras on him. It's an offside penalty. I would imagine they would decline it. They'll ask anyway. If they accept the penalty, it'll still be 4th down. It would be 4th and medium. Let's take a look at the sack on Josh Allen.
Offside, defense, number 36. Penalties decline. Kick is good.
This is where he got hurt, Shay.
Hey guys, I am literally right next to Josh Allen. I saw him walk over here. Now I will not get an injury update from this coaching staff. Wyoming does not give injury updates, but I can tell you he walked directly to the bench, took off his helmet. It looked like he was starting to grab his knee, but now I'm seeing pointing more towards his calf and towards the lower part of his leg. So I'm not sure if it's an ankle, if it's a bone, if it's his knee. I'm not exactly sure, but it does look like it's his right leg. He's now rolling up his pant. I'll keep you guys posted, but his helmet came immediately off, which means he probably won't go back into the game anytime immediately soon.
He was kind of holding the legs a couple of times during the game, but this time upper body. He got smoked in the upper back shoulder area. And it's been another rough go of it for Josh Allen. 157 yards and an interception. And if he's hurt, the backup is Nick Smith, who saw a lot of action in 2015 when Allen was hurt, and also played a little bit last game against Texas State. He had to come on to replace Josh Allen for a play when Allen lost his helmet. And it looks like they're working on that right shoulder. That is the throwing shoulder for the right-hander.
Guys, they're pushing on his shin too. It looks like his right shin.
He was grabbing that shin before that play. He kind of grabbed a knee once earlier in this game. He's been hit so many times. I'm sure he's feeling it everywhere right now.
Yeah, that one just kind of put it over the top. We haven't seen backup quarterback Nick Smith. He has not started throwing yet to warm up. He's standing there tending to Josh Allen, speaking with him. You could actually see them talk about that last play. And Nick Smith said, if we just had a split second longer, it would have worked out.
Ball is out. Think Utah State got it back. And they do. Scarver fights that one away. Almost disaster.
They're putting a knee sleeve on Josh Allen right now, trying to get up over his cleat. We can see from up here, Shay. I don't know if you can see anything else. It looks like they're trying to push a knee sleeve up onto there.
That's exactly what I'm seeing too.
And this is the fumble. Scarver.
And he just put a headset on. I don't know, guys.
So that means good. I mean, that's
like
good news. That's good news that he's going to try to go back in, though.
Yeah, it looks like he's in pain, but it looks like he's going to try and go back out there.
He's been battling all day.
Yeah.
Well, they might need another score from the defense or special teams. 2 touchdowns in this game. 1 came from the defense. The other from Allen on a 4th and 1 sneak. Incomplete. That thing was almost smushed for an interception by Jalen Ortiz. He almost smushed that between him and El Toro Allen.
Jalen Ortiz also being very cognizant of the targeting rule. That's a prime play to where players get the 15-yarder and get thrown out and sat out for the next 2 quarters on those shots to where you have the defender or the receiver running towards you and you have all that space. Good job not keeping your not putting your head in there by Ortiz.
Kept the head up, kind of like you're going in for a bear hug. Myers to throw. And Wyoming all over that as well. Braylon Roberts on the reception. It'll be 3rd down. Big play for this Wyoming defense. They need the ball back, and they're going to need a touchdown. Utah State with 125 plus more yards than Wyoming. This Wyoming defense has made some great plays in this game. A pick 6. And a couple more big interceptions to go along with it.
Let's see if Wyoming's defense brings the pressure. They're showing basically 0 pressure here. Now they're dropping out with the safety deep.
Myers steps up. Near side. Not going to make it. Wingard wasn't letting Myers escape to the 25, and they're going to have to punt. 7:42, clock moving.
Wingard cleans it up again. How many times has he done this today? This the biggest one of the day, really. Gigantic 3rd down stop by this Wyoming defense. Field position also. They should be set up nicely, possibly on their side of the 50.
Conway is standing on his own 46. Brings it in at the 39. Reverses field. And gets hit hard. Great coverage.
All right, guys.
On
So
a punt to
Josh
40
Allen,
yards.
sorry to interrupt you, Chris. Josh Allen is going back on the field. We said earlier it looked like he was putting a knee sleeve up on that right leg. He actually put it over his right shin, put his helmet back on. He's standing on the football field right now, so it looks like he's going to go back in, and he's good to go.
Great news for Wyoming. Definitely banged up. You see him looking at the wristband sheet with the plays on it.
That's on the shin. It's probably more. He probably got leg whip kicked into the shin. Lucky for him, and hopefully it's not any ligament damage in that knee. So let's see how he can move now. He's been very, very active in the pocket all day.
Maybe a defining moment for both of these teams this season. Would be a huge win for either school. Conway has it in the flat, out at the 40-yard line. Jamarcus Ingram got him out. Player lost his helmet, but no penalty markers are out. Sometimes you'll see illegal hands to the face when someone on the line of scrimmage loses the helmet. That's not the case here. It's a pickup of 4, under 7 minutes to play in this game. Allen under center. Woods hops over the line of scrimmage and muscles forward within a yard of the first down. Chase Christiansen in on the tackle. 3rd down and 1. Good strong run by the linebacker turned running back. Twisting his way toward the marker. 6:20 to go. Woods comes out.
Nico Evans checking in the game now. Are they going to keep it on the ground?
Evans used mostly as a 3rd down back, and if he ever touches it, it's usually through the air. That would tell me, if I'm Utah State, that Allen might be keeping it. He does. He's close, but he might be a bit short. They are signaling 4th down.
They're going to go for it.
I think you have to at this point, don't you?
No question. Unless you feel like your defense gives you a better chance to score than your offense. Today, this Wyoming D has made some plays.
Might be going with that quarterback sneak as well. Instead, it's an option. He fakes it, now tosses, and he has the 1st down.
The poise by Josh Allen here.
Wow. Nico Evans.
Look at this. This is such a risky pitch. Whew. Josh Allen, just extreme confidence in himself. All the great quarterbacks do, though, Chris. They really, you can't be scared to pull the trigger. No matter what happens, Josh Allen will improvise, do whatever it takes to get the 1st down for his team.
Showing that strength again. And a big linebacker on him, who's still able to convert that option play. Allen steps up. It's not a sack because he was able to cross the line of scrimmage. But the clock is moving, under 5 minutes to go. Mohalika Waeske in on the tackle. Think of the 2 big 4th down conversions Allen has made in this game. The touchdown, which is the only offensive touchdown Wyoming has, and then that one to keep the drive alive. Pump fake, throws it, has a man open, it's caught inside the 30-yard line. That's the tight end, Harshman.
When Josh Allen has the time here in these deeper developing routes, he makes these throws look easy. A lot of quarterbacks in college football cannot make this throw look that easy. Again, that's why all the NFL scouts are here. We have NFL GMs in the house. People come here. The New York Jets GM is here to watch. Who knows? I'm sure multiple players, but Josh Allen is able to make those throws look easy.
Mike McCagnon in the house, the GM of the New York Jets. They need a quarterback. Is Josh Allen their man? Josh Allen with the touchdown to C.J. Johnson. 28 yards, and Wyoming takes the lead with under 4 to play.
Josh Allen, double move here, pump fake, get to the defender to bite. Look at him, 3 defenders chasing him. C.J. Johnson with the double move to go ahead with 3:45 to go in the 4th.
The extra point is good, and C.J. Johnson with the biggest touchdown catch of the game. Had 2 touchdown catches last time out. This is a man who almost lost his job because of the issues he had dropping the football early on this season. He was about ready to be demoted. Came up with a huge game against Texas State. And now the 2014 Nebraska Gatorade Player of the Year with the go-ahead touchdown catch with 3:45 to play.
You have to feel good for a guy like that. Look at C.J. Johnson. I think every player on this team has congratulated him on the sidelines already after that catch. Watch this. Josh Allen, pump fake. 3 defenders bite on your pump fake. Touchdown. Wyoming takes the lead deep in the 4th. Josh Allen as well. This whole team rallies around this guy. His energy, we've seen him even get the, I think it was a bogus penalty early in the game after his touchdown run for unsportsmanlike conduct. The team recognizes that. They see that. They rally around the energy and the competitive fire this guy has.
7 plays, 63 yards in 3 minutes and 21 seconds. Shea Pepler on the sidelines.
Hey guys, we were worried about Josh Allen being hurt. He looks good to go. He looks like he's ready to be out there. A lot of people commenting on it on Facebook saying that is one tough cowboy out there, Josh Adams. Go get him, Josh. Another person said, and that is why we have an NFL prospect on our team. The only turnover was a turnover in the score. Go Pokes, Randy. Okay. Jason says, wow, see what happens when Josh Allen gets a little bit of time. So a lot of people commenting on how good of a pass that touchdown just was and how he was able to make plays despite looking like he might have been hurt, guys.
Amazing. We were thinking he might not return, and just a couple minutes later he leads the go-ahead drive. Far from over, though, and they're bringing it out. That's Scarver, slips a man. Scarver cut down at the 34-yard line. Big return from Savon Scarver.
This Utah State team has just been so dynamic in their special teams play all year long. Blocked 4 punts so far. Just a huge time to have an explosive return.
And Kent Myers, the senior quarterback, who sat for much of the 2nd and 3rd quarter in favor of the freshman Jordan Love, now needing to lead his team to a score. A field goal ties it. And you got a great field goal kicker in Dominic Eberle. Hunt. Straight up the gut. First down. Pickup of 10.
Second effort play here to keep his legs moving.
Now look to the sideline. Remember, Utah State had to burn those 2 timeouts late in the 3rd quarter on the same possession when the play clock was winding down. So 1 timeout remaining for the Aggies. Hunt again, outside. Thought they might get a hold on the edge there. No marker thrown. What'd you think about that, AJ?
Yeah, Quinn Ficklin, the center for Utah State, was out on the edge. Didn't really look like it was just out in space, so it seemed like it was obvious. But I did not see the defender on Wyoming get up and go crazy. That's usually the first sign that there's a holding, if you see a defender freaking out towards the ref.
Pickup of 7. They go right back to him, and the ball is out.
Wyoming thinks it's theirs.
Wyoming football.
Ruling on the field is a fumble, recovered by the defense. Wyoming ball, first down.
5th turnover of the game, forced by this Wyoming defense. And with only 1 timeout, they might only need 1 first down to end it. On the exchange, Hunt never got it in. Hunt was bobbling it before he could put it away.
Connor Kane coming up with the huge strip. Gets in the backfield, gets his hand on the ball. This Wyoming defense had forced 12 turnovers coming into today. Get another 5 today when they needed them to. It's the timing of it. Whenever they've needed a big play, this defense has stepped up huge.
They're +4 in the turnover margin. They were averaging about +1.4 every game, which was top 5 in the country. Keeper for Allen gets 5, and they have to burn their last timeout.
Timeout.
Do the Aggies.
Utah State. Third and final timeout of the half. 30 seconds in length.
So now 1 first down is going to end this game.
Please reset the game clock to 2:27. 2:27.
Want to update you on some other happenings around the Mountain West. Whoa, boy. Air Force with a 34-30 win over UNLV. And UNLV led 27-0. Utah State hasn't led by that much, but they've been leading for the majority of the game. They're in big trouble now. These fans are going to have to make some noise. Their defense needs to come up with a huge stop right here, or else they're not going to get the ball back. Our Facebook fan burst. We appreciate everybody tuning in as Stadium brings you college football exclusively on Facebook. Wyoming fans having an even better time right now. 2nd and 5 with 2:27 to play. Allen keeps it, and he's within a yard of the first down. So this is going to be the play for the game.
That was massive that Utah State had to blow a timeout early in the second half.
2 of them. 2 timeouts on one drive.
Why did they end up calling that timeout right before the end with 2 seconds to go?
They did not need
There was no threat of a delay of game. I don't understand. I still can't figure out why that happened.
That's going to be one of the first questions asked of Matt Wells after this game.
Make sure you get on that, Shay.
Oh.
Have fun.
3rd and 1. And it's close. Might be just a touch short. And now decision time for Wyoming. If it is just short, do you go for it again?
Wyoming might want to challenge the spot here.
No timeouts for Utah State, but Wyoming's going to have to snap it with a little over a minute to go.
Let's see if the replay official gets him on here. This spot looked a bit short from our angle.
And we've got a really good angle here, and it looks like Wyoming is going to call a timeout here. They will with 1 second left.
Timeout. Wyoming. Second charge timeout of the half. 30 seconds.
In that, the ball looked like it fell at least on the 40-yard line, didn't it?
I think it's a good spot. I don't think that ball reached the 40.
Let's see where his knee is when the ball comes down.
This would be a really interesting call here for Wyoming. They've had a lot of success on 4th and 1 so far in this game. A touchdown and that big Josh Allen play on the option to keep the drive alive that eventually led to the go-ahead touchdown. But do you risk it? If you don't get it, all Utah State needs is a field goal to tie it.
The previous play is under further review.
They will review it. I haven't seen anything.
Right there, the ball looks like it hit at least on the 40-yard line. The ball is spotted about 6 inches short of the 40 right now, and they're going to replay this and review to check. I don't know if they have enough evidence to overturn.
I think the only angle you're going to be able to see anything is from the sideline, and we've got it. And I thought from the look live and the look on the first replay that the call was right, and that ball did not reach when his elbow goes down, watch the elbow, the
The
ball
ruling on the field is confirmed.
It is confirmed.
Fourth down.
That angle right there, you're right, Chris. That angle, definitely, I understand this spot now. I still think they could be moved up 3 inches possibly.
And 3 inches might be enough, but in my opinion, I think that's the right call. I think it was a good spot and no way to change the spot there.
Yeah, it's when his elbow hits the ground, the ball had not reached the 40. The side view is the best one for sure. It's just watch his elbow hit and where the ball is.
And they're going to punt. Tim Zaleski, the punter, is out. So they will not risk going for this on 4th and inches. And Utah State should get a crack here. Jordan Nathan deep to receive. The punt is away, end over end, short, bounding inside the 10. And the Aggies are going to have to go a long way. Clock's still moving. And finally, at 49, the field judge blows it dead. 49 seconds.
Heads up play by the Wyoming punt team. Very heady play here. If you want the clock to run, Utah State has no timeouts. Absolutely do not touch this ball. Make the referee blow the play dead. And if you watch this punt team, experienced guys here, watch them. Stay away, stay away. Everyone tells you stay away. Don't you dare touch this ball. If you touch this ball, I will fight you. Let the referee blow it dead. Yeah. Beautiful job here.
Big old Drew Van Manen was right there, the fullback, leading the charge. So they're 97 yards away, but all they need is a field goal to tie. Myers going deep. And the back shoulder was too far behind Aaron Vaughns, who has that touchdown pass on the wide receiver pass. No timeouts, but the clock stops with every first down.
When in doubt, with no timeouts, Kent Myers has to throw it up and hopefully either a receiver goes up, makes a play, or you get a pass interference call, spot foul, move the ball down the field.
Pressure coming, and it's a safety. Carl Granderson with an interception and a safety, which might seal the deal. Now Utah State will get a free kick. So they'll have to recover some kind of an onside from the 20-yard line. Myers tried to spin out. Granderson was right there. And this defense has been magnificent.
Just a 4-man rush here. They're running a little D-line game with the slants and loopers. Granderson loops back inside, sloughs off, comes back, stays alive, and ends up getting the huge safety. If you watch Granderson, he loops back inside. Huge effort late in the game to get the safety. Now the game's not over by any means.
The free kick is from the 20-yard line. So a chance to onside it, and
a lot has to happen. You got to get the onside and try to put it up in the air, but
you could actually argue that this could end up being a better thing for Utah State if they recover, because the field goal or field position would change, though they would need a touchdown.
Correct. Touchdown still wins the game.
And let's see what they attempt to do. Dominic Eberle has no luck. Price recovers the onside, and the Wyoming Cowboys, and all the struggles that Josh Allen has had, are going to move to 2-0 in the Mountain West. And they're going to be taking that rifle back with them to Laramie. It's going to be making the trek over the Rocky Mountains and back to Wyoming.
Good luck going through TSA. It's a good problem to have, huh, Chris?
What a strange game. Wyoming improving to 2-0 after this kneel down with Colorado State. And it's back-to-back home losses for Utah State to Wyoming and Colorado State. Craig Bull
He said, 2 hungry dogs fighting for one piece of meat. And there's the piece of meat. Bridger's rifle. And the sophomore Logan Wilson was the one to get it. Great win for the Cowboys, who improved to 4-2 overall, 2-0 in conference play. And Josh Allen, all the issues, the numbers not great. When they needed him most, he made the drive and made the plays. Shea Pepler, take it away.
Well, Coach, let's start with your defense, then we'll go to your offense. You wanted at least 2 takeaways. Your defense forced 5 turnovers. How impressed were you with their effort?
Well, it was great. You know, that's a complicated offense. I thought our guys rallied around, made some plays. You know, really pleased with how those guys responded.
Offensively, Josh Allen looked like he was banged up there in the 4th. Looked like he was struggling a little bit, got sacked a few times. What can you say about his resiliency?
Well, you know what? We needed to have him play well down the stretch, and he did. He was banged up. We still ran him, and he answered the bell. Great team win.
Lastly, I know on special teams you wanted one explosive play. It looked like the safety is what sealed the deal today.
Well, yeah, we kind of did it an unconventional way, but it was a great win.
Congratulations, Coach. All right, guys, stand by. I'm going to have Josh Allen here in just a second, so I'm going to throw it back up to you until I got him.
Okay, great. He's going to try to get his hands on the rifle. Maybe he'll be holding it while he talks to Shea. Man, what a gutsy performance by Josh Allen. Struggled this entire game. The game started with an interception on a bad late throw. He gets banged up, sacked a bunch. 5 times he was sacked. But he hangs in and leads the Cowpokes to victory. Shea?
Well, Josh, you just said, woof, tough one. That's exactly what he said to me when he walked over here. Take me through this game, the highs and the lows. I know you were banged up a little bit, looked like in the 4th.
Yeah, you know, it was a tough-fought game. We expected this from a really good team. It was going to be a dogfight. You know, we had trouble establishing the ground game at first, but then, you know, we got things going late. Our defense played phenomenal, as they always do, and this victory feels very good.
How are you feeling, first and foremost?
I'm feeling good. You know, bumps and bruises, it's football. I'm a football player. I wouldn't be out here if I didn't like getting hit, so that's just part of the game, and I'm just lucky to, you know, have the guys around me that, you know, push me and continue to, you know, help me thrive on the field.
We're about halfway through this. We're about halfway through the season now. So how do you carry this momentum?
You know, looking back to last year, we were in a similar situation, 2-2. We reeled off, I think, 5 straight. So I mean, we're looking to do the same thing. And you know, we got a great team, a lot of great teammates, and I couldn't be prouder of this team, and couldn't be happier to be a part of this.
Lastly, before I let you go, the rifle is going back to Laramie. Coach told us of the 3 trophy games, all 3 trophies are in Laramie. Is that the goal to keep them there?
That's right. And we got a tough one next week to keep the next one there, but I think we'll be up for it.
All right. Thanks, Josh.
Thank you, Shea. Have a good one.
Guys, back up to you.
Shea, thank you. Great stuff with Josh Allen. That's right. They still have all 3 trophies. Hawaii is a trophy game. Colorado State's a trophy game. They'll still have that one to play this season, but they've already won against Hawaii and Utah State. As that rifle is going to get through TSA on the way back to Laramie, and it's the 2nd straight win for Craig Bohl in this rivalry. Big boy Drew Van Manen has got that rifle. It looks right at home in his hands. And Wyoming is leaving happy. 3 consecutive wins for the Wyoming Cowboys. Next up at home, beg your pardon, at Boise on Saturday at 10:15 Eastern Time. That's 8:15 Mountain. We'll have Rice and UTSA next Saturday at 7 o'clock Eastern Time on Facebook. And next up for the Utah State Aggies, they'll hit the road after this 3-game homestand to UNLV next Saturday, and then back home against Boise. 28-yard touchdown pass from Josh Allen to C.J. Johnson. The go-ahead score and the game-winning score for the Wyoming Cowboys, offsetting some trickeration from Utah State. They used a wide receiver passing touchdown and a fake field goal touchdown.
Turnovers, absolutely killer for this Utah State team. just something that you cannot overcome. 5 turnovers in a game and beat a team like Wyoming.
Well, Wyoming was +7 in turnover margin coming in, one of the best in the country. They were +4 in this game, so +11 for the season. And when you can do that, even if you struggle a little bit on offense, you might be in the running for another division championship. The Cowboys are 2-0, and they've got Boise up next. For Shea Pempler and AJ Hawk, I'm Chris Hassel. Thanks for watching, everybody.